to it, then yes.
Smear.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to tonight's episode of TBD&D Stormkings Thunder. First off, we're going to go around the table and introduce everyone. We're going to start with Miss Katie.
I'm Katie. I play Levine Aryahiri, who's a level 6 fighter tiefling, and usually very angry.
And Rick.
Hi, I'm Katie. I play Levine Arihari. No, I'm Rick. I play Large Hudson. And he is your fearful wizard druid man and just loves animals.
And Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh, and right now I don't play anyone. My character.
Want to talk about why?
And Jesse.
Hey, I'm Jesse, and I previously played Sid Malat, the human cleric, and now I am in between jobs.
Free agent.
I really hope that's
For a
real
party
character
that won't kill
backstory.
me, I have a great CV.
And if you look here on my resume,
Experience
Alright.
with dragons, right at the top.
3 levels of spell.
And I am Gareth. I'm going to be your benevolent dungeon master for the rest of the night. Now that introductions are out of the way, it's time for a recap. And tonight, unlike other nights, I'm going to be doing the recap. So, the party joined up in the small town of Nightstone. After it had been bombarded by rocks from the sky and pillaged by goblins, they slowly joined into a cohesive unit after a few harrowing adventures in deep tunnels with demon lords and almost getting killed by rampaging orc marauders. After clearing out the scourge of Nightstone, the party found a note on the Nightstone Tavern asking them to head to a series of caves to the north and save the villagers that had fled the town. Some fights with more goblins and ogres ensued, and the party were victorious with little casualties to life. The group, now embracing that it's better to be in a party, head towards the city of Daggerford. Here find a small respite. Here after a small respite, they learn that the capital city of Waterdeep is under siege by an enemy armada, and at the same time, an ordering has just begun. King Hecaton of the Giants had been lost, and a large battle of power between giants and dragons of all kinds would ensue. This could only foretell doom and death to the mortals who got in the way. The group were tasked to use some long-abandoned catacombs in the northeast reaches of Waterdeep and bring the information of the ordering to the Council of Waterdeep and help lift the siege if possible. After a near life-ending foray into said catacombs, the group made it into the city proper. Here they were able to save a couple lives before being ambushed and captured. They woke on the flagship of the enemy armada in cells accompanied by 2 members of the Waterdeep Council. After using their substantial wit and a friendly baby chicken, they managed to release themselves and the council members. A fight with a fire giant and its underlings, an escape via swimming, and a rest later, the group was thanked, paid, and hired by the city of Waterdeep as retainers to help keep civilians of the north safe from the pitched battle of the Ordnings. The group made their way towards the small village of Becton, and here they found a group of dragonborn slaves owned by various members of the town. Post dispatching a group of 3 giants, the gang tried to confront the magistrate and found him missing. Here they followed a trail to the den of an ancient green dragon, and there 2 will remain into obscurity, and this is where we join the remainder of the group, hidden away in the boughs of the forest, attempting to avoid the gaze of a dragon. Larch and Levine. The 2 of you are now deep into the forest that surrounded the dragon's home. Just trying your hardest to stay out of the gaze from the dragon. You can hear it, even in the silence of the boughs, the beating wings as it flies overhead in a rage, trying to find the other 3 party members, that dared to disturb it. Here you spend a good few hours just trying to slowly maneuver your way through the trees, trying to find some semblance of safety away from just the anger of this dragon. After a while, you hear it stop flying about. At around this time, though, it is getting close to the dark. The boughs of the trees are long, extended shadows. You can hear the occasional chirp of evening birds. Larch, Levine, and Kulbo, the three of you stand here in the dark together. What's the plan?
We have to get their bodies.
You want us to go back there?
We can't. If we
need to-
could have. There is no Drapus body. That is gone. I watched that get eaten and swallowed. It's not going to let us get Sid.
Yeah, this... I don't think we're going to be able to get them. And if we do, I don't know how much there's going to be left of them. Are we making our way back to town, or
Much just nods his head.
do we dare go back across the lock, or do we need to stay on land? Probably, because if we get cut out on the water by that dragon, I think we're fucked.
How was the like? Is this still the same landmass? It's just across.
Yeah, it's just a big,
river, or-
basically
okay.
U with the lock kind of in the center of it.
Okay, it would probably just take like exponentially longer to get.
Yeah, it'll take a little bit longer because you have to traverse through the tightly knit trees,
Right.
and also just it's a decent bit of land you have to travel because it was
What?
6 hours from Becton to the dragon's lair, so it's gonna take maybe a day or two.
If I turned into a dire wolf,
Okay.
would Levy and also Kobo be able to ride me as a mount?
Direwolves are large.
Mm-hmm. So a medium creature could ride, and then I know he's small.
Kobo
so...
is small, yeah, so they could probably ride you for a bit.
And then I would just run as fast as I could, and we would just get as much distance as we could within like the tree line and stuff from the dragon in here.
Now the issue with that is because these trees are so tight, it might be hard for a wolf to maneuver so quickly. Whereas right now with your guys' smaller forms, it's a little bit easier.
I guess I would just stick to paths and clearings then and just try and get as much distance as possible.
It's certainly an option, yeah.
Whatever roads would be around, that is.
Yeah, there's a few animal runs and whatnot, but
Okay.
other than that, there's not too many paths. It does seem that there are a few animals in here, but not as many as you'd expect in a normal natural forest. You know,
Right.
proximity
Almost
to a
like there's a
dragon and whatnot.
dragon.
Wow, bigger predators?
Weird.
Who would have thought there'd be less wildlife?
So strange.
But yeah, I'll just stick to whatever could be considered pathways.
Okay, and your shape lasts for 2
An hour.
hours?
Let me
Is
double
it
check.
half your level or half your druid level?
Great question. Let's look. Where's wild shape? Features and traits. Lasts for 1 hour before reverting back to your normal form. I think it's just I have 2 uses, but I've used one already. And
You can
When I
stay
turn
in
into
the
a
beast
tiger?
shape for a number of hours equal to half your druid level rounded down.
oh, okay. So
So one.
one for me.
All right. And what is the speed of a direwolf? 50?
50 feet.
Okay. Now, unlike polymorph, if you push yourself super hard, that exhaustion will carry over because it's your same form rather than with polymorph it becomes a different form, so just keep that in mind.
Got it.
All right, so Levine and Colbo hop onto the back of a direwolf, and much like Susan and Lucy on the back of Aslan, they go bolting across the fields and between the trees. An hour goes by. You've made decent progress. Still meandering and bolting between trees. The forest itself hasn't lit up quite yet, but you can see it's starting to get a little bit looser. Do you want to use your other shape?
I only had one.
Oh, that's
'cause I
right. You
turned
used
into
your
a tiger
tiger.
the last
You
time.
That's right.
tigered before.
That's
We're
right.
gonna have to find some place to rest. We're not gonna get back to town before.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, it's probably close to 9 or 10 at night, so it's pretty dark, even with your dark vision. Because I mean, there's not really any signs of light out here. Let's go ahead and have everyone roll me a perception check, please. Everyone alive, that is.
My roll 20 is like still loading. I'm gonna refresh.
We don't need all the attitude.
Don't you?
You
Don't you
came
mean the
to
fresh
wrong
refresh?
place.
Full screen that. There we go. A 12. I guess Colbo can also. Let's see. Colbo. Perception 14. That's pretty shit for a +4 or +9. Sorry, 19. Very nice, Lurch.
Very large.
Great things come to those who wait.
So, Larch, as you pop out of your wolf form and begin you guys kind of cluster up a bit and start talking, trying to figure out what to do. You, Larch, can see the very kind of dark gray form of a bipedal creature, very skinny bipedal creature, off away in the a little bit further away in one of the bushes, and it seems to be kind of sniffing and looking at all three of you.
I will very quietly kind of nudge Levy and look towards the tree line where I see it without saying anything.
Okay.
How far away?
25, 30 feet.
25, 30 feet.
I start casting dancing lights in my hand and just look at Levy like nodding for approval.
Kobo's like, what are you guys, what's going on, guys?
I'm slowly getting out my hand axe, but I'm not bringing it up in front of me, and I nod at Larch to send them out.
I send all the dancing lights right above its head.
Okay. You can see it kind of crouches down and scurries back into the bush a bit more. But before it fully scurries away, you can see the shape of a very large mastiff. Or it would be large, but it's very emaciated. Just like a pet dog.
And it was standing on two legs?
No,
I
no,
heard
it was.
You said bipedal.
Sorry,
I was
I meant-
gosh, it's a satyr.
I meant 4 legs.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm like, wait
It's
a
a
minute.
quadruped.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
There's a man
You're
dog.
good.
Hey guys, it's me, the dog.
It's me, Scruff McGruff.
No, sorry. I meant
Okay.
4 legs.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got a emaciated mastiff in the bushes.
And it's just kind of looking at you. All of you looks scared.
I'm going to speak with this beast as
Okay.
it can understand me. Hey there, little guy. You hungry? You got some food to spare?
Okay, you can't understand it, correct?
No.
Right?
Unless I cast speak with animals, which I do have.
It kind of lowers its ears and lowers its tail, kind of lowering its hind end. You can see it's very, very emaciated, very not flea, but like very it's a very scroungy dog. It looks like it's been out in the wild for a long time, and it just kind of lowers its head, looking sad, and just kind of turns its head back towards behind it.
I will cautiously approach it and start to walk behind it
Okay.
in the direction it nodded.
Levine, do you follow?
I'm gonna follow. I'm
It's
gonna
a
stay
dragon.
probably like
What's
8
wrong,
to
Lassie?
10 feet behind, but I'm gonna follow.
Okay.
Is it Sid? Is he stuck in a well?
Is he stuck in the dragon's bung?
I literally just made a well joke in chat.
Good 20, 30 minutes go by, and you can see up ahead is a very small clearing. Looks like a tree or two has been cut down, and you can see the sign of a tent. And it just kind of hops up over into this clearing and comes and sits in front of the tent.
I'm gonna try to approach it and just make my presence known. Think, hello? It's a little dangerous out here. I don't know if you know, but there's a dragon around.
No answer.
Hello? And I'll go a little closer to the tent and
You can hear the dog kind of whine a bit.
I'll peek my head in.
You can see there, laid up with a large gash on its side, looks just like a huntsman. He's in there, and he's been dead for a few days at least, it seems.
Does it look like this is some sort of hunting related injury, or does he look like murdered?
Roll me a medicine check.
Medicine?
As you kind of open the flap of the tent, the dog comes in and kind of nudges the huntsman's hand, and then kind of comes.
Can I roll one?
Sure. And it kind of comes around and lays back around beside the huntsman.
9.
It looks like there's
We
been
know the exact same information.
the two of you at the exact same time. It looks like a large diameter something stabbed into his gut and up under his ribs. If you had to guess, it might have been a deer or a buck.
Some sort of branchy
Horn.
antler or something. Yeah.
He tried to hunt it, it attacked back, and he got gored.
It's okay. It's just a Wendigo.
And you can just see the dog kind of nuzzling the guy's hand. And you can kind of start to piece together why it's looking so starved. It refused to leave its master's side.
I'm gonna go up to the dog and cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
I'll do it as my free ritual.
Just kind of looks towards you.
It's okay, buddy.
Help him wake up.
Damn it.
He's my best friend. I didn't want to leave, but I smelt you and I wanted to get help.
He's gotta rest now, buddy.
He's been resting for moons.
Man, I have to a dog through death after having experienced 2 just hours ago.
Garrett is a kind and benevolent GM who does not make us relive trauma in public.
Edward. He's got to rest now. There's not much I can do about that, but
the dog kind of moves over a bit and just lays its head on the master's chest.
What did he call you?
Sparky. No.
All right, Sparky.
No.
Anything but Sparky.
Both the super
His name is Sid Malott.
It is now. This is how we process our grief. We're just going to start collecting animals and calling them all the names of Jesse's characters that Josh gets killed.
I mean,
Larch
isn't
is
that
now-
what we do with
Larch is
grief
now the
anyway?
Cat lady.
Wasn't Larch always the cat lady though? Let's be real.
He called me Rowan.
Rowan. It's a good name. Actually, weird enough, one of my brother's names is Rowan. That's canon. It's on the list.
It just kind of puts its head on the guy's chest and lets out a long whine.
Mood.
Let's get you out of here, buddy. We'll let him sleep.
Is there anything that I can see in the tent? Like, does it look like he's been set up there long?
Sure. Roll me just a quick investigation check. And Larch, you need to go ahead and roll me a persuasion with advantage because you have.
Hey.
I think I get a +2 on
Ah.
it.
Natural 20, not too bad, Levine.
Asian.
You can see the ground around the tents pretty padded down. It looks like he's been in this clearing for a decent while. There's a large pile of furs that looked like they were probably getting ready to be sold at some point.
Okay.
And then you can see the trail of blood coming in from outside the clearing, and he sat back up.
If anything, I'm consistent.
16. The dog just kind of bows its head and licks the master's face once more. And just kind of, with its tail between its legs, walks out the tent flap.
I think once Levy is done looking around in the tent, I would start deconstructing the poles and kind of wrap the body up in the tent.
Okay, Kobo will try and assist.
So while they're doing that, I'm going to start pulling out some of the rations and giving it to the dog.
It eats a little bit, but not very much. You do also notice the symbol of where is it? Hold on. Let's see. You see oh my god, where is it? Sorry. I'm beansing. You can see on a just kind of corded leather chain or corded leather necklace, just a wooden symbol that kind of looks like a wave, like a water wave.
Like the wave.
No. It's a fairly well-known deity, so you'd piece together this was Melora, the symbol of Melora, the deity of the wilderness. So, start of the campaign, Lurch had a cat. Now Lurch has a dog.
Hey, my house that's in ruins probably still has a cat in it.
Yeah. But the dog kind of sits at the edge of the camp and just kind of looks towards you, Larch.
I'm gonna pull out some rations from my pack and kind of put them in front of him.
It eats a little sparingly, but not much yet. It's still kind of whining occasionally.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna ask Kobo, hey, could you just
Kill
take
it.
him to the other side of
Oh.
camp and no, just watch him. Why would you say that? What?
No,
A
look,
Starting to
dog?
understand what happened to Kobo's party.
No, just
sure. And
insight check. Is he gonna fucking bring
Kobo walks over towards
the
like
old
the
Yeller out?
Kobo walks over. It's like the side of the fire pit, and calls Rowan over, and Rowan kind of pads over, and Kobo just kind of scritches him, and you guys go together and bury the unnamed huntsman.
I think
Are you-
as we're like burying him, I think Larch just says goodbye, Sid and Drapus, and kind of puts like the last little bit of dirt on top. It's the closest to a body we're gonna get to bury.
Are you guys spending the night here, or are you going to continue on?
I think this is a decent a place as any. He was obviously here for an extended period, and nothing.
Mhm.
It took this long for something to kill him, and he was out looking for it. I don't think it's particularly going to be any worse than any other spot.
Mhm.
So, the night progresses by. Larch, partway through the night, you kind of wake up, and the dog's kind of sitting at your feet, looking past into the woods, and there you see the blue spectral form of the huntsman. And he just kind of gives you a nod of deep respect, Larch, and you just hear, thank you. Look after him. And then the spectral form disappears.
I just nod in silence and close my eyes.
The dog kind of lays down at your feet. It's more.
Give him some pets.
Jasper. Go ahead and roll me a performance check, please.
All right.
Late night concert.
19. Okay, very nice. So, in the Becton Tap House, it's getting later in the day. The local people have begun to slowly file in. And Jasper, being of yourself in your noble form, you begin putting on a little bit of a free concert. And it's good music. Why don't you go ahead and describe what we see of Jasper, please?
So at this point, anyone seeing Jasper would see a gnome of average height. He's got a white goatee that's like in a braid that falls about halfway down his chest. He's wearing a really nice black top hat with like a purple sash around it. He's got a cloak sort of flung over the chair next to him that's got all these weird like patches sewn into it and stuff. And he'd have probably the case for his loot out for people to possibly put donations into.
Okay. And yeah, you go ahead and you give a very good performance. People are dancing and cheering, drinking, calling forth your good name. You get a few coins tossed your way. You get 15 silver throughout the rest of the performance.
Yeah.
Dying down towards the end of the performance, Gafan, you walk in. And here you can see there's around 20 or 30 people kind of making rabble-rousing and drinking and watching this fellow gnome just playing a lute and playing some music and making some money. Why don't you go ahead and describe what we see as Gafan?
I'm shorter. I'm a little over 3 feet tall. Pretty slender. So I'm only about 28 pounds. Like a relatively fit human form, just small gnome. Shorter white hair, messy hair. Think of like 90s or silver hair. Think of like 90s boy band hair. And then just starting to grow in facial hair. I've just reached the like adult age for a gnome. I have plain tan robes on with silver scrolling inlay in it, and a gray, like a bluish gray cloak, backpack over one shoulder, and a small tan pouch on my hip. And as I walk in, I look around and like whisper to myself, idiots, and go over to like an empty table and sit down and pull out a book and start reading.
Okay. After a little while, a beautiful human woman walks over. So, how do you do? Can I treat you to anything?
Just water's fine, thank you.
Do you want any food or anything?
Just water is fine, thank you.
Okay. And she goes back over, fills up some water, and then a gold-skilled dragonborn comes over and just places the water, gives you a kind of nod, and walks back over to the bar.
And then I go back to, I set my staff down on the table, and my staff is just about as tall as I am, and it is it's a dark gunmetal gray, like steel staff, and it looks to be like a twisted Damascus pattern. And then on the top of it is like a very deep purple gem that gives off just a faint glow, kind of like a black light type glow, just really faint. I set that on the table in front of me and start reading my book again.
Okay. So, as your performance slowly dies down, a middle-aged, kind of early middle-aged human approaches you and just kind of pats you on the back, hands over a couple copper, and that was a good performance, son. What's your name?
Name's Jasper.
Nice to meet you. I'm Sinog. What are you doing in these parts? We don't get many visitors.
I'm chasing some stories. I heard there's some stories in Waterdeep that caught my interest, and I'm trying to get to the heart of it.
Anything you need help with?
I would love to pick your brain for a little bit. Is this your establishment?
Oh no, I'm just one of the guards of the magistrate.
Okay. Well, I'm looking for a group of people in particular. There was some talk about them back in Waterdeep, and as a collector of stories, these seemed like the kind of people that I would want to talk to.
He kind of starts nodding knowingly.
You know who I'm talking about. They'd be newcomers, probably would have just arrived not long ago.
Tiefling woman, Furbolg guy, Dragonborn, and a human and a gnome.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've met them.
So, and Jasper immediately at this point, like, whips out a pad of paper and like a charcoal pencil, and he's like immediately writing down everything Sinog says.
Yeah, and Sinog slowly goes through and tells you about how he met them, and then the fight with the giants up at the windmill. Doesn't say much about the magistrate though.
And Jasper's just pressing for like every little detail of like the battles, like the fight.
I mean, I didn't see much. I knew that the Furbolg guy, he did a lot and stuff. I saw the tiefling girl, she went down a lot, went unconscious a few times. There was a lot of lightning and rain. Sorry, I'm not really a storyteller.
Don't worry, I put it together into the story. You just need to give me the information. Did they tell you anything about this fire giant that they fought? There are some people who are claiming they're responsible for breaking the siege on Waterdeep.
I couldn't know anything about that.
And where are they now?
Last I saw, they went across the lock this morning.
The lock. Which way would that be? I haven't been up to these parts.
The body of water east of the town.
And your name was?
Sinnoh.
Well, thank you very much, Sinnoh. Do you know is there rooms available at this establishment? You know where I could find the proprietor?
I mean, there's not really rooms here, but Elric and Osberga, that's the couple behind the bar, they'll bring out some cots and stuff. You can sleep in here. I think it only costs a couple silver.
Some fantastic. Thank you so much for your help.
Not a problem. That group you're looking for should be back in a day or two, I think. I don't know.
I'll keep an eye out. Is there anybody else around here that had any interaction with them that I might want to talk to?
The seamstress, Arachne, she had a bit of interaction, but I think that may have just been customer based.
And where can I find her?
She's down at the Weave Masters, down at the corner, and he just kind of gives a detailed description.
And in your honest opinion, they good people?
Why does it look like you just got heartburn when he asked that?
Weird coincidence.
I'm sorry, there was wax buildup.
I mean, I've met worse. They're a little brash. Their fur bulk's nice, but a little doofy. He tried to give me money, but gave me copper instead. I don't really know what he was thinking.
I'm sorry. He did what?
He tried to give me gold painted as. He tried to give me copper painted as gold and said it was gold.
He was tricking you.
I don't know if it was really him or if it was just a lapse of reasoning. As I said, a little vacant up there.
Wait, doesn't he know the situation with the magistrate?
He does.
I feel betrayed.
Well, thank you so much for your help. I think I'm gonna see the proprietor about spending a few nights here. I will see you around.
Hopefully not, if you don't cause trouble. And he nods and kind of pats you on, finishes his drink, and walks out the tap house to wherever he spends his nights. So the revelry begins to slowly die down. You are able to acquire a cot for the night, for a few nights, Jasper. Gaffon, at some point, the woman returns and says, so we're closing up soon. Are you planning to stay, or do you have somewhere else?
Do you have a place?
We have cots, if you need a place to sleep.
Is there an inn in town?
This is the closest you're gonna get, son.
I guess a cot will do then.
Alright, that'll be five silver.
That's a really expensive cot. And I give her 5 silver.
Yeah, they take it. The Gold Dragonborn drags out 2 cots. And it's just, after a while, it's just the Gold Dragonborn and the 2 of you. 2 gnomes. Chilling in a tap house. 5 feet apart.
Because there's COVID.
Whoa, Jesse. Come on.
Jasper would be like sitting up on his cot, just like writing in his notepad, and every once in a while you'd hear him say like one or two words that rhyme, and then he'd be like, and I'd keep writing.
Performing arts.
Jasper, you hear this?
Jasper is very pointedly not looking at the other gnome. Like he's maybe dragged his cot somewhere where it says, "I don't want to be talking to you."
Performing arts.
After another couple minutes, the Dragonborn finishes cleaning up, and they too leave the tap house. So now it's just the two of you in here. The slow burning embers is basically the only source of light.
What time is it?
At this point, it's close to 11:30. Not a big night scene in Becton. They work,
This
they
place
drink,
is
they go
hopping.
home.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to, as I'm sitting there reading my book, all of my stuff has moved over to where the cot is. Like, somebody came and picked it up and moved it over there, but I haven't moved. And then as I find like a stopping point, I put my little bookmark in, and you hear the book pop closed, and I get up and like walk over to the cot and put my book down and just like curl up in my cloak and just go to sleep.
Jasper?
Yeah, Jasper would be sitting cross-legged on his cot, just scribbling away in his notebook, trying his very best to avoid Gafon's gaze if at all possible. And after Gafon is asleep, he'd probably sit there for maybe another like half an hour and then look over at him and just shake his head, and he goes, "Gnome was a bad choice." And then he'll curl up and go to sleep.
Alrighty. So, Levine and Lurch. In the small clearing in the forest, dawn begins to slowly come. The morning dew thick upon the ground. It's chilly, even in the woods. It's a cold spring morning. What's the plan? The dog is still there?
I mean, I can do the whole dire wolf thing again, or maybe something a little slower so the dog can keep pace. We can just get back to town as soon as humanly possible, or dire barely possible, or wolfly
getting
possible.
that-
You get the gist.
Like, yeah. The dog is not. I doubt the dog is going to be able to keep a pace very well.
Mhm.
It's weak and emaciated, and I'm sure dehydrated.
Do we think it might be safe again back out on the loch?
Maybe
Do
it's
we-
safer now.
It might be. Do we know in relatively where we are in correlation with everything now? Is there a way for us to know that? Or we just know eventually if we keep curving
You can
around the
roll a
lock?
survival check if you'd like.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I'll
Right.
assist her.
try.
I'll assist you if you want
Cool.
to do it like that.
Natural
Nice.
20, very nice. Alright, so you're about 4 miles or so from the Dragon's Den. And probably 15 or so miles from the city.
Hmm.
I'd say the lock might be the easiest bet if we can keep close to it, if we can just try and bisect the short end of it. Like, even if we don't end up right back where we started off at the dock, I don't particularly care. I don't want to get within a certain mile radius of that dragon again.
Either way, out on the water, it'll be easier to maneuver than in these trees.
Yeah.
So you head towards the coast, or towards the shore,
Mm-hmm.
and you bring forth the folding boat. The dog takes a little bit of convincing to get on, but it managed to just hop up and kind of curl up on one of your guys' cloaks, and just basically stop moving so the boat doesn't move.
I think in this time, while we're on the boat, I would cast Find Familiar,
Okay.
and I would change McFly into McDog. Is there a dog?
that allowed?
Can't.
Wow.
Bat, cat, crab, frog, hawk, lizard, octopus, owls, poisonous snake, fish,
there's no
rat,
dog?
raven, seahorse, spider, weasel.
You can change it into a seahorse, but not a dog.
Dogs are a little bit too useful, is the issue.
That cat.
But I
Maybe I'll
don't
do
know.
a cat, and then just like kind of be like, "Hey, this
A very
is
doggish cat.
this is my no." I'll like talk to the dog and be like, "Hey, this is McFly. He can be any animal. I'm gonna have him be a cat, so he's kind of a friend to you. So just don't hurt him. He's real nice.
If a
You don't
dog,
have to worry about him."
a dog could raise an eyebrow. It just kind of, and then just kind of puts its head back down on the cloak.
I poof him, McFly, into my arms, and just see how the dog reacts.
Doesn't really seem to care.
Okay, I figured he's kind of an old dog, so maybe he's got the chase knocked out of him. I'm gonna put McFly down and let them interact.
McFly kind of slowly does his little kitten walk towards the dog, and then just kind of climbs up the side of it and just rests on the dog's back as the dog's just resting there. The dog just kind of turns his head, sniffs it a bit, and just kind of does a and puts his head back down.
Yep. And then I guess I just help Levy steer the boat.
Okay. So it's another 3 or 4 hours or so out on the loch before you guys get closer to town. You hit the shore. During the few hours, there's no sign of the dragon, fortunately, at least not in the air.
Beneath the waves.
Hey, there's a large pool in front of it. Who knows? But you guys, after another hour or so hike, so it's getting around noon, you guys have come through the north gate of Becton. Jasper and Gaffon, at around noontime, what would you guys be doing?
I would have been walking around town from when I woke up. I got my stuff together and walked around town trying to find anything on the ordning, or if there was a like somebody of rare species or something like that would pique my interest.
Well, there's quite a few Dragonborn. More than most cities, which is fairly rare. However, as you're going through talking and whatnot, you do see one woman walking through. Roll me a history check. You don't know what race she is, but she's very beautiful, and she has almost like a faint glow around her, but you can't quite place the race. She's got black and white silverish hair, and she's returning back to her shop.
And I'm going to like nonchalantly follow her back to her shop.
Okay. Jasper, are you in there interrogating her?
That actually probably would have been Jasper's first stop in the morning. So.
Okay. So once again, the two gnomes meet up inside the Weave Masters as Jasper is interrogating this woman who now is known to the two of you as Arachne. And Gafan, you can see that they seem to be a very talented seamstress.
So was he already there?
Yes.
And then I followed her in,
Yes.
and he started talking. So she went in, he started talking to her.
She
I'm
went
still
out to get
outside.
something, and she came back and gave Jasper something. She went
Okay.
out to get, like, croissants or whatever, and then came back to the more questioning.
Okay. So I guess. So did I see him from outside,
Yes.
or do I have to go in?
You can see him through the window. She
Okay.
kind of comes over, leans against the bar. Leans against the workstation, and he's just kind of sitting there with his little feet dangling off the side of a stool, eating a croissant or whatever as he's talking to her.
Okay. So I guess I'll just walk in and start like browsing the goods
Okay.
with like no, I don't care about the goods. I'm just like something to like not look like I've been following her.
Yeah, there's beautiful tapestries and clothings and draperies. It's very, very fine, high quality of work. Something you'd see more in a big town than this little hamlet. But no, it's good quality work.
Okay. Are you still questioning her, or?
Yeah, would she have been willing to give information about like them trying to get people to vote to free Dragonborn?
All right, how does that line of questioning come up? She's just kind of sitting there drinking her tea.
That's the first question on the list.
The first thing
What do
he
you think
said,
I
no.
slayed?
First thing he
What?
asks to
Whoa.
everyone. Were they
No,
trying to do like a
He'd
revolution?
he'd start by asking like her general opinion of them and exactly the specifics of their interaction. Like he wouldn't be driving towards that obviously because he doesn't know anything about it. But I'm wondering if that's something she'd volunteer when talking about her interaction with them.
Because it's council business, no.
Okay.
But they're very kind folk. Very willing with their money. Like to place lots of rush orders for some reason within certain hours of them arriving in town, which is interesting, but I don't mind the business. I've only spent a little bit of time with them, but they're generous, kind, a little straightforward sometimes, a little brash, one might say. Apparently they like going around handing out copper instead of gold, but fortunately they didn't do that with
Tell me more about that piece.
They came in and started just babbling towards me, and then started saying that they were apparently hoodwinked with copper instead of gold, and that they'd been paying with everything for a while. But fortunately, I was not one of them.
They were hoodwinked.
Apparently, yes.
Do you think it's true?
Levy never gave her false money, by the way.
I know. That's why she said she wasn't one of them. They actually, there they are now. And you spin around, and coming in through the north gate, right in front of the window, is 3 members. Sans, a dragonborn, and a human. The perfect time to go interrogate people for questions is after they've just experienced loss. It's like a press conference after Steve Jobs died. Miss Jobs, so can we ask you a whole bunch of questions? No.
So
Why didn't you do anything to save their lives?
What the fuck?
Jasper would thank Arachne very, very emphatically, and then he wouldn't rush up to the party just yet, but he'd definitely step outside and be heading the same direction they are conveniently.
Roll me a performance or a stealth check.
Ooh.
Okay, the gnome one another gnome that you've not really heard too much about. They kind of clock you out of the corner of their eye as you leave the seamstress, but keeps following after the group. Kafan, you are in there alone with Arachne.
Has she done any work since I've been in?
Yeah, even while she was talking to Jasper, she was with one hand doing lots of sewing and knitting and whatnot.
Would I is it magical? Is what she's doing a magical effect?
No, she's just very proficient at what she does.
Okay.
And she looks fantastic doing it.
It looks fabulous. Okay. So, and nothing in the store gives me the sense, like none of the goods are magical that I can tell, right?
No, they're just high quality.
Okay. So I'm going to walk up. Is she behind like a counter or a desk or something?
She's behind
like
just a workstation with a small little lockbox and just large yardage of silks and cloths and whatnot that she's working on.
How tall is the desk?
The desk is probably 3.5, 4 feet.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk up
Goes up to
and
about her
stand
belly
like
button, I guess.
6 inches from the desk and just stand there, like waiting.
She just kind of, hello.
Oh, is she looking over the desk?
Yeah, she just kind of raises up a bit and just looks down towards you. Hello.
This might be kind of forward, but what are you?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Ooh, this is gonna be bad.
She kind of
Persuasion.
looks kind of over your garb. You're kind of thirst for knowledge, just kind of whole front and just kind of. I am what people of yourself call Asimir.
And what, like, when she says that, would I know what that is?
You would. It's
Okay.
A very old race of ancient fallen angels that bred with humans. And so she's kind of part angel, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, her dad was an angel, or her ancestor was an angel a few generations ago, but she's got angel blood in her. It's very rare.
Okay.
Not very often you see an Asimir.
Like David Boreanaz, Angel?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yes, exactly.
Her dad was David Boreanaz.
So, like, I'm just going to start, like, rapid firing questions at her.
She begins answering as much as possible.
So it's like, tell me about your ancestry. Like, does that give you any benefits as far as, like, arcane? Do you know anything about arcane? What ancestor of yours was an angel? And just keep going on and on and on and on. Like, before she can finish one answer, like, once I've got the gist of the answer, I just rattle off the next question.
Well, I didn't really know my ancestors. Didn't spend much time with my parents. And basically you get the gist that she grew up as a tailor's assistant Her parents either left or died or whatever. She's not very open about that. But she grew up as a tailor's assistant, learned how to do this, and found that she was very good at it.
Do you think that your ability at your profession is due to your ancestry or due to training?
Bit of both.
So, just strictly academic purposes, how open to a little bit of being studied would you be?
I think that's enough questions for one day, please.
Okay. I didn't mean to offend you.
No offense, it's just... I've had enough of gnomes interrogating me for one day.
It was that performer, wasn't it? It was his fault.
She kind of smiles and just shakes her head. And
It's always like that with the performing arts. Like,
slowly opens up behind you.
so you do have arcane ability.
She just kind of smiles and gives you a wink and goes back to her work.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind, I'll be coming back sometime soon. And then I'm just going to leave before she can say no.
Yeah. And the door kind of hits you on the butt on the way out. Not very rude, but just kind of, that's enough. Thank you.
Leave it to that stupid gnome. Just idiots, always ruining everything for me.
Levine and Larch, where are you guys heading?
Well, when we left town, we weren't welcome at the inn. I would probably be going straight to the magistrate's place.
Trying to find Sinog, or?
Sinog and something to destroy.
Okay. So as you begin approaching, Sinog kind of meets you guys halfway through the courtyard towards the castle and just kind of pulls you guys to the side a bit. So, not to worry you or anything, but there's been some people asking about you.
What kind of people? You know these people?
I've never seen them before. They're a little excitable, I think. I don't know too much about them, but just keep an ear out, maybe. And at this point, Kolbo kind of, guys, we're kind of gestures over to their shoulder. We're being followed by, I think, maybe one of those ones you're talking about. And you guys kind of slowly turn your head over, and there you just kind of see a gnome, just kind of with a loot case shrugged over their shoulder, just kind of standing there in the large archway in the wall of the castle, just kind of looking at you guys.
Levy starts growling and goes inside.
You're not really... Sinog just kind of puts his head down and shakes.
I follow Levy.
And the other guard just opens the door for you guys after Sinog gives the gesture. Kolbo kind of stops and looks towards Jasper and just almost quick as a flash appears in front of you, Jasper, and be like, hey, why are you following us? You can see there's a dagger, like a pommel of a dagger in their palm.
Dagger.
You're with, I'm sorry, I didn't hear about a gnome. You're with Levy and Larch and Sid and Drapus?
The dagger kind of quickly comes up right towards your throat. What do you know about them?
Just rumors. I've just been following rumors. That's what I do.
For who?
I like to. For me, I want to write a story. I want to write a song about it.
Kolbo, they quickly grab the scruff of. They grab the scruff of your neck, and even though you guys are the same size, just bodies you into the magistrate's house, and after Larch and Levy, and just as you guys come, where are Larch and Levy heading towards? The main room that you guys
straight to the main room, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's just this large, like 15-foot table, multiple chairs on either side. And Sinnog follows in after you guys. And a few minutes later, Kobo comes in, just dragging this gnome after them, and just kind of puts him down in the center of this room. This is who's been following us. Apparently, there's rumors about us.
I would be shocked if there weren't.
Stands up, like dusting himself off. He's, yes, sorry, I didn't really mean to meet you quite like this. They're saying that you and your companions are responsible for breaking the siege in Waterdeep. Is that true?
Partially.
Partially? Was there somebody else involved?
It was kind of a group effort.
Waterdeep was involved.
Yes, you rescued two of the council folk.
At this point, Jasper, a large mastiff kind of comes up, and its face is basically right in your face. And it just kind of looks you over.
Brambles back.
Smells you.
It's alright, boy.
Smells you a little bit. And it kind of narrows its eyes towards you. And then turns back towards Larch and nudges Larch's knee.
Let me check something. I think I can understand, like, nuanced actions in animals. Like, I think I know, like, their intent and stuff. Let me just check that real quick.
Who sent you here?
Nobody sent me. I'm just here on my own. This is what I do. I collect stories. I put them together so that people can honor great heroes.
Then why are you here?
Because there's an ordning happening, right?
Yes.
That's big stuff. That makes for great stories.
Okay. Go off and find an ordning then.
Here's the thing. Sometimes, I'm not the greatest at going and finding giants on my own. I generally tend to write stories about other people doing that. What could I get your name, please?
Kolbo?
And when did you join this little group?
After they came to Waterdeep?
Were you with them when they were out on the ships rescuing council people and blowing up stuff?
No.
Okay.
Sinnog, while this interrogation's happening, approaches Levine. Where are the other two? Where's the magistrate?
Levy starts growling even louder and walks off.
Walking off to where the secret passage that's still open?
Mhm.
Okay. He kind of sighs
Secret.
and looks towards Larch. What happened to the other two? Where's the magistrate?
He's hiding like a coward behind a dragon.
I'm sorry, a dragon?
An ancient one by the looks of it.
Where?
I point off to the east and about, 4 miles, you said? Or no, it was 4 miles from where we were before, right?
About 6 hours.
Or about a 6 hours journey that way. There's
That's
a little bit of
really
ruins
close for a
everywhere.
dragon.
Mm-hmm. And he's got some sort of dealings with your magistrate.
Oh, gods. And the other two are, I'm gonna guess, still there?
Forever.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss. The dragon had a dog?
No, we found we found him. His owner had just passed, and well, I couldn't leave him out there.
And what about this gnome? What do you plan to do with the two gnomes here?
Well,
There's two in town that arrived relatively close to each other.
it's gonna be a group decision, and on part whatever they want to do, but we were doing important work, I think, and that can't happen unless we have people to do that work.
Do you want me to go and try and find the other gnome?
I'm sure he'll find us in due time.
Alright.
If it's meant to be, he'll be here.
Jasper, does a 15 hit you?
Does it hit me? Yeah.
Kobo's trying to wrestle the book out of your hand. So I need you to roll me a athletics or acrobatics, please.
All right.
I thought you were just gonna be like a dagger slits your throat.
A dragon eats you.
14.
Dragon rips the roof off.
Kobo, as you're sitting there just kind of ignoring Kobo, listening towards Sinog and Larch, Kobo tries to like lunge and grab the book out of your hand, but you manage to like... and just a wrestling match ensues between the two of you.
Hey, what's your problem, man?
Give me the book.
Why? It's mine.
Stop writing private information. Give us the book.
Can I just put it away?
If you don't take it out again.
He just like slips it inside his sort of patchwork cloak.
Gafan, what are you up to?
Once I was shown out, I would have been writing down stuff, like not exactly her answers, but the information I gained from her answers, and then been walking down the street again. So did I see any of them meeting up outside?
Yeah, you would have seen Jasper following after this group, and then Kolbo grasp Jasper and bring them into the magistrate's room. And then the door closed to the magistrate's.
Did I see Levy?
You did not.
Okay. Then
yeah, I think he would have, because Arachne pointed out there they are now when they were walking past, so I think you guys would both
like
looked.
the back of our heads.
Yeah, I think you would have seen the back of a tiefling's head with the tail swishing back and forth in anger.
Okay.
And the
Would I,
tenant
from
horn.
across town, would I have known what she was?
I mean, you weren't across town, it was just out the window of the Weave Masters.
Yeah. Oh, they came right past us, right?
Yeah, they came past
Yeah,
the window,
Weave
and that's
Masters is
why...
right.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah,
Arachne's
then-
like, oh, there they are now, because they were
Okay,
coming in.
Okay.
So yeah,
then,
you would have
I would've-
recognized the horns.
So when I walked out and like got done scribbling my stuff, I wanted to look up and see where they were going, like see which way they went.
Yeah, you can.
Yep.
You saw Kolbo, the other gnome that was with that group that came in, and they grabbed the gnome performer and dragged them into the castle.
Okay, I'm going to like beeline straight there.
Okay. The guard, one of the guards, steps out.
Yeah,
What's your hurry?
Yeah. There's a tiefling in there. I want to go talk to her. So open the door.
No. Why would I do that?
Because it's your job. Like, you're the doorman.
No, I'm the guard to prevent people
Okay.
from going inside.
And what are you guarding?
The house and its interior?
And what is in there to guard?
That's classified. I can ask if they will be, if they'll see you.
I want to talk to the tiefling.
I will go ask if they will see you. And
You can't do that standing here.
he opens the door and closes it behind him.
Is there
And
another guard there?
There is another guard. He's just
I
sitting
look
there
at him and
watching
I'm
you.
like, your partner's not too bright, is he?
I don't know.
Just. Oh, okay.
Levine, you are in the secret tunnel that the magistrate
Secret
used
tunnel.
to through the mountain. What are you up to, Levine?
I'm walking back to the lock.
Okay.
This whole time I'm walking down to the lock.
Okay. You have reached the lock. Now you just need the key.
And Levy commits suicide.
Dishonorable Sudoku.
Cute. What time of day is it now when we got back?
Noon.
Noon. And since we crossed the lock and went to and like got into the forest itself, what's the weather been like? Because before it was just constant storm pretty much, and then
It's been cold today. There's clouds coming in over the lock, but there's not been any more storm.
Okay.
But it's been cold, been chilly. You guys have had to bundle up, especially out in the lock when it's been so windy.
Levy's going to be staring across the lock.
Okay. After a few minutes of quiet, Sinog comes down. Levine, I heard from Larch that you lost a couple out there. I'm sorry to hear that. Apparently there's someone asking to talk to you.
No.
All right. Sinog turns back around and walks back out. A couple more minutes go by for Kafan. Another guard, the same guard comes out. Sorry, she doesn't want to talk to anyone.
When he opened the door, both going in and coming out, could I see the hallway?
You could see a wall. There's like an entry, and then it splits off into other halls, so you could just basically see a wall.
It's like a foyer in there or something. Yeah. Okay.
Like a little bit of a mud room.
Okay, so well, fine then. And then I'm going to, I guess, walk away and outside the like castle wall area.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna get out of sight.
Okay.
And I'm going invisible.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go back.
All right. So, Jasper, Larch, and Colbo are all in the main chamber.
Mm-hmm.
The dog has nudged Larch a couple more times, pointing towards Jasper, as Colbo is just trying to antagonize Jasper.
I would like to.
Rage.
Yes. And no, I would like to question Jasper a little more.
Okay.
How'd you first learn of us? Like, why'd you decide to start coming and figuring out our story?
Well, I was working on it's part of a larger story I'm looking for, which is the tale of the ordning as a whole, sort of. But I like to get into the little pieces, and I live in Waterdeep. I was there during the siege, and when it ended, and naturally, tales of sort of these travelers who came into the city, rescued two of the lords from the ships, the attacking ships, and then they left right after. It seemed like an interesting lead to follow.
And who are you?
My name's Jasper Rigby, and this is what I do.
Insight check.
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Do. Normal. Absolutely average. I'm just trying to figure out if he's truly who he says he is, and
Let's see here. Let's see. Does it not have a... What is your spell save DC, Jasper?
15.
Okay. Yeah, he seems to be telling the truth.
you know, I am very much a lover of nature and animals.
Arf.
And and I find that animals are much better judges of character than us beings, sentient beings,
It's pretty
would
true.
be.
It's pretty true.
So who are you really?
I mean, I don't know what else you want me to tell you. My name's Jasper, and I travel and I collect stories and I put them together into larger stories, sometimes songs. I don't. There's not much more to know about me. Now, I do understand we probably have gotten off at the wrong foot. I didn't understand that you had recently lost two of your friends. Maybe I wouldn't have been quite so pushy if I had known you were grieving.
It's okay. It's just bad timing is all. It'll take Levy a little longer to kind of get back into the groove of it, I think. But in time.
It can be difficult losing people you care about.
When he says that, I just kind of put my hand in my pocket and I feel the locket there, and I kind of take it out and look at it. I could have helped them. Right.
I'm
Larch.
Mm-hmm.
Rowan's kind of You kind of hear a faint growl. And it's kind of sniffing to your side. The opposite side that it's sitting on.
It's reacting to me specifically, or
It's reacting to something beside you. Is that Gafon's $1 million?
I'm gonna just like take the end of my staff and just kind of swirl it around next to me.
Sure, roll an attack with disadvantage. Gafon, what's your AC? So it'll be a D20 plus your strength plus proficiency, I think.
Okay, so it's a D20 plus 2.
Woohoo. Well, your proficiency is more than 2 now.
It's 3 now. Or is it 3? Yeah, it's 3. So it's D20 plus 3.
Woohoo.
So that's the first one.
Or
TPK.
13.
Oh, you stupid cow!
Who's that?
The dog growls more and barks. You heard
yourself.
You heard someone talk.
I know you're there.
No, you don't.
Hey, no, you know what? I think I know.
My bean. The dog kind of takes the dog takes a step forward.
This is your conscience. No one is there.
Roll a deception check.
I look to Jasper. I go, you hear him too, right?
Well,
I will get a frostbite ready in my hand. My hand just ices up. Just aimed right at where I interacted with you.
You hear a little tap, 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 like little feet moving to like behind you, like just out of the way of your hand.
The dog starts running after you.
No, I move like away from the hand. That's just like a step or two. Like I'm not running away.
I flick my wrist.
Jasper's like pressing his back up against the wall, just like.
At this point, Sinug comes up out of the secret tunnel. What's going on?
I think we've got an intruder.
No, you don't.
He's not that clever.
Sinug just presses the door behind him closed.
How'd you get past the guard?
He's invisible.
Yeah, but they keep the door
also
closed.
Not very smart.
But they keep the door closed. When did they open it?
When something knocked.
I thought they stood on the outside of the door.
They do.
Didn't they? So, okay. So you just went up, knocked on it, and they thought it was the other side. Okay.
Maybe.
You're the one that's asking to see the tiefling, aren't you?
No.
Why don't you show yourself, please?
No. And then I drop invisibility.
I cast invisibility.
There you guys see a gnome.
Oh.
Another
So
gnome.
you are the gnome.
3 gnomes.
I turn to Sinnock and I go, hey, I said if it was meant to be, you'd be here.
Yeah, so go guard something.
Excuse me?
No need to be so rude.
He was rude.
I don't go sneaking around invisible.
Don't you have
Checkmate.
a door? Don't you have a door to stand by?
There's 2 already on it.
Oh, is this not the one?
No, this is Sinog. Sinog's been in here.
Oh, so
There's
this
two
was
outside and then
okay.
Sinog.
Okay. I thought Sinog was one of the ones
No.
outside. Okay. Well, never mind then.
So how can I help you, Mr. I didn't catch your name there.
You could tell me where your tiefling friend is.
You could tell me who you are first, and then maybe I'll be a little more lenient with you. What do you need with her?
A conversation.
Okay, and who's asking?
My name is Gaffon.
Gifon, okay. I'm Mr. Large Hudson. I put my hand out. A big old toothy grin.
And I shake his hand.
Alright, and this is Mr. Jasper. He also came looking for the two of us.
Well, I'm looking for the one of you.
Sure. I think she's gonna need a little more time before she talks to somebody. If you
is she getting ready or something?
No, she recently just lost 2 party members, and they were very close to her. So I think she's gonna need a little more time.
Fine, I will indulge her attachments.
Okay.
But this is a real inconvenience.
For you and me both, buddy.
So there's not a lot of you around. What's your story?
I'm Larch Hudson, like I said before. Yeah, that's my story.
You have such a way with words.
Thanks, I get that a lot.
I'm sure you do. So where did you come from?
I came from a grove right outside of where are we saying I was from? Where did we first get work? I forget. Was that Nightstone? Yeah, so I live in a little grove right outside of Nightstone. And lived there for almost my whole life with my family, and then I moved to like a clearing or 2 over. You know, I wanted to stay a little close to the family. You know how it gets when you grow older and you grow apart. You don't talk. Why don't you write letters anymore? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, and then I started venturing out into the big wide world of weirdness.
Yep, you went and grew up, huh?
Yep.
I instantly regret all of this.
What's your story?
Well, I like to study things in the arcane, and I have heard rumors that there is an ordning going on, and I know that you are, while extremely distant, are giant kin. So I was kind of interested in your heritage, not you per se. Like
you're like this guy.
You're
pointing towards Jasper.
I'm not at all like that buffoon over there.
Well, you're both looking into the ordinary.
Hey. I'm talking. Anyway, so like I'm not like you. Like I'm more interested in your race than you per se. So you might see me like snooping around you or studying you a little bit. Don't take offense to it. I'm just indulging my my need for my curiosity. But and I might pose a question or two here and there. If it's beyond you to answer the question, just let me know. You don't have to struggle through anything. It'll be okay. We'll get through this together.
Right. Well, I don't know much about other Fearbolg and giant kind much. My parents are halflings. Me and my brother were adopted.
Oh.
So I don't know much about any of that.
Things a little bit. Like the studying I do will require like little verbal input from you.
I know the language. I can verbally speak it, but I don't know much information about it.
That's great. Yeah, So I won't ask you any questions. It'll be fine. I might need some input. It won't be verbal at all. Like, so I don't need you to actually
Sure.
like say anything. Just I might make the occasional small request or something of you. It shouldn't be that big a deal. We'll get through it, like I said, together.
Show
Hopefully.
me your genitals.
Oh god.
Genitalia.
Draw me like one of your French giants.
Anyway, so how long is your tiefling friend gonna take? Is she normally like temperamental? Like, is this a thing, or is this something like for this specific situation?
Jasper, did you have any more questions, or
I had one more question, the one that I just asked.
I think that was your cue to shut up.
I think I have questions, but I think maybe we can find a better time.
all right?
Jasper's just like eyeing that he's in a room with two gnomes right now, like very pointedly glancing back and forth between them.
I'm gonna turn around to Sinnoh. Is there like an office or a
Sinnoh
meeting
is
room?
sitting there, or is standing there with their back leaned up against where the door was. The hidden door was.
I'm just gonna say to him, is there like an office or a meeting room or something that
Well, this is the meeting
we
room.
can move? Is there a room aside from this room so I can go see Levy without them knowing?
I mean, sure. I can let you down there if you want.
You're going to see Levy right now?
Are you saying that in character too?
Yeah.
March? I just ignore him.
Sinnoh opens the secret door and lets you in.
I walk around.
As he walks off, I'm like tap 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 behind him.
It closes before you're able to get through.
Listen, you armored buffoon, just go stand a post somewhere.
I am.
Here? Like,
Yeah.
you really?
Yeah. Gotta keep this door safe, don't I? I mean, I
For
only
what?
know so much. Keeping doors safe, that's a big one. This is a door, gotta keep it safe, you know? There might be dormites.
You might be what?
Dormites, you know, mites that eat doors. Or mimics might turn into a door. Gotta keep them safe.
Do you have a mimic around here?
I don't know. I gotta keep them safe,
Go
don't I?
find out.
If I keep this
He just
door
starts
safe,
kidding
it won't be
every-
this one.
Lots
How
of
long
it.
has this door been here?
How
don't
long
know.
has it been a mimic?
How long has this door been here? I don't know. We only found it yesterday.
Do you have very many questions that you like can answer with something other than I don't know?
I don't know. Ask the question and I'll try and answer it.
Can you open the door?
No.
Can I open the door?
No.
Is the tiefling down there?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
So, Levine, at this point, Larch appears beside you. And stabs you. Ha
Sweet relief.
Mood.
Looking for a third. Large hurls himself into the sea.
It's the gnome party now, boys. Everyone's a gnome.
I don't say anything to Levy, and I think Larch just starts crying, like silently next to her.
Nerd.
Sad squad. Sad boys and girls.
Levine just slowly pushes him underwater.
Puts the pillow over his face.
No,
Embrace it.
Levy stands,
Levy stands?
and
Levy, number one stand.
well, I was for Draken's said. As Larch is crying, she lets out, I guess, a sigh, but it's more like she's been holding her breath.
A single tear.
No.
Rick, are you drinking out of a mason jar?
I am. I always
The
do.
most large thing you could do.
You've never seen her
He
do
always
this?
drinks out of a mason jar. It's
Jesus.
amazing.
It's my whole vibe.
If you
Can
want to
you
see,
not look at us? Jeez, Josh.
if you want to see Rick drink out of more mason jars, you can watch old episodes on YouTube.
Plug
Plug.
the channel. Get a tally of how many times I've sipped out of a mason jar. And then how many times I've sipped out of an Arnold Palmer.
Farmer.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Not yet.
Yes.
Arnie? Arnie Palmy. Come on.
Yeah, she lets out a breath like she didn't even know she wasn't breathing.
Was there a breath in the wild?
Wild.
Felt like it.
I cast Dragon's Breath. She starts throwing up lightning.
I cast breath.
What is that? Like force
Hyperventilating.
damage or something? Or thunder damage?
Onion breath.
Onion damage.
So Levine, sorry, you were saying?
Oh, I don't remember now, just that I'm
You
breathing.
let out a breath.
Yeah, let out a
Levy's
breath.
breathing. It's okay.
Fine. No panic. Yeah, and I just squeeze Larch's shoulder very shortly. Like a vice.
There's a gnome in there looking for you. I know it's probably not a good time for you to want to talk to people right now, and he's kind of he's a bold one.
Levy just kind of smiles a little bit and says, "When is it ever a good time for me to talk to anyone?" Can I kill him?
Can I stop you?
Do we have to go up?
Levine
don't
and
have to.
Larch. The two of you standing here at the foot of the lock. Waves slowly lapping up onto the gravelly beaches. In front of you, looking over the horizon, the sky darkens as sheets of snow begin to fall. The weather, once again, turns even more bitter. Your breath is beginning to be seen through the sky. A new form of storm is coming.
I guess it would be suspicious at this point in our journey if we started to have good weather.
I would like to
Rage.
study the weather. I want to rage at the rain.
Rage against the machine.
Does this seem similar to some of the odd weather occurrences we have seen before, or does this feel
Roll me
real?
another Nature check.
Nature-y?
Roll me a Naruto check.
I'm gonna be the Hokage. I'm the Hokage.
Very nice. Strangely enough, this feels natural.
Natural weather? That is weird.
It doesn't have that overwhelming oppressiveness that the storms in the last few days have had. Sure, it's strange having snow in the middle of spring, but it's been known to happen before. There's been a few times where your old clearing, your halfling parents would make you go out and shovel the clearing because of snow, but it seems for the most part natural.
Well,
Or does it?
I'm gonna go inside. I
Okay.
think you should too, but if you're not ready to go inside here, and I take my cloak and I put it around Levy and go inside.
Levy's going to stay down probably about 3 or 4 minutes after Lurch goes up, and then she'll make her way up.
Okay.
Quick question. The door, I don't remember, I don't have any notes on it, the secret door, how heavy was that? Was it like a faux wall?
Yeah, it was a section of wall that was turned into a door, basically.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I didn't have any notes on that. Okay.
So, as they're coming, like as all that's going on, and I'm just standing in a room with this
Two
dumb
other
guard
gnomes.
and the gnomes.
Too many gnomes, too many gnomes.
I want to cast a detect
It's the new
thoughts
Nick at Night
on
TV
this
show.
dumb performer.
Okay. So, Jasper, what are your surface thoughts?
Right now, Jasper is thinking, please don't speak Gnomish, please don't speak Gnomish, please don't speak Gnomish.
So after that for a minute, pretty much.
That, like, he's thinking that, and basically surface thoughts along the idea of like, oh man, what have I gotten myself into right now? I probably shouldn't. I probably should have let this sit for a couple days. Then things like gnome was a bad choice. Please don't speak Gnomish.
Was a bad choice.
After the minute is up, I want to look at him and in Gnomish say something.
What do you say? Because Kobo reacts.
Why don't you want me to speak Gnomish?
Kobo just kind of looks questioning, but doesn't respond. And they just slowly, hearing you say that, just kind of look towards Jasper as well.
But like looks quiet and then he just like sort of coughs. It's like, oof, I'm not feeling so well, you guys.
What's wrong?
I think I need some fresh air.
I'll walk you out. Kobo starts walking out behind you.
In Gnomish, I'm going to tell Kobo he's been thinking that he's got himself in over his head.
Kobo just kind of gives a faint nod. At around this point, Larch gives a knock on the door and Sinnog opens the door back up. Larch, you can see Kolbo walking through the walking out the door with Jasper in front of them.
Where are they off to?
I forget to switch languages, and in Gnomish I say they're heading outside because... Do you understand Gnomish? Okay, I say a bunch of things.
Hey,
sorry.
Sinnog?
Parlez-vous anglais?
While I was sitting here waiting, your performer Jasper, I think his name was acting kind of strange, and then I spoke to him in Gnomish, and he kind of looked panicked and didn't understand me or didn't respond, and then he started to say he wasn't feeling good. Your gnome friend decided he was going to walk him outside. I think that there's something up. He's hiding something.
I'm gonna go after with the dog. I'm gonna beckon the dog to come with me.
I'm going to go just for curiosity and information's sake.
Okay.
Like, I want to know what's going on.
Alright, Sinnog stays at the door.
Hey, protect this door. And I walk off.
Don't worry, I will. And After you guys leave, Sinla goes to sit at the chair. And all right, so Jasper, you have a possession behind you. Two gnomes, a furbolg, and a dog.
It's starting to snow out here, eh?
Are you in Gnomish? Are you feeling better?
Why don't you come back inside? I think
Yeah, maybe
we
it
might
get
have a
cold
discussion.
Yeah, we can do that. I'm sorry if I seem rude. I don't actually speak Gnomish.
Why?
Well, that's okay.
I was raised by humans in Waterdeep. I never lived among gnomes.
I don't speak Gnomish either.
So why did it take you the 3 minutes to walk out here and tell us that instead of just say that in there? Like, that's usually, if that was the genuine excuse, you'd think that would be something that's easy to produce.
Yeah,
But
if you don't speak Gnomish, how do you know that's Gnomish?
Well, I've certainly heard it before. I've met gnomes before. It's honestly, it's kind of embarrassing, really. It's kind of I try and hide it.
We're gonna need a deception check, please, Jasper.
All right.
Go ahead and roll an insight, please, Gafan.
Oh,
And I guess
damn.
Large kind of too, if he feels so
Yeah, I was
inclined.
gonna ask about that as well.
Feels
Woo!
bad for the bard to fucking suck at deception.
Damn.
Gafan. Well, sorry, Jasper. What is what's not clicking there for Gafan? What's not tracking?
Like from
What
like,
part of that is
my
are you?
perspective?
What part are you lying about?
he's like all of it.
Everything.
Actually, most of it does seem true. I'm definitely telling the truth, but there's some detail that has been left out.
Okay, so you're not telling the whole truth.
Yeah. Like
Lie of omission.
the story he says that he was raised by humans in Waterdeep and that's why he doesn't speak Gnomish is true.
But that's why you don't speak Gnomish? Is that the reason?
Is there anybody around us?
Just the ones and the two. Just these guys and the two guards.
No, so I'm out of character. Like, for the deception check, is that you were raised by humans? That is the reason you don't speak Gnomish. Or is that the part that I'm getting the deception on?
I was raised by humans and I don't speak Gnomish.
Okay.
Also, with your 22 insight, something about his figure starts to look a little off under further glance.
I'm going to get like
you see him
close.
You see him and the cold, the breath kind of coming out right around where his like right between his nose and his mouth, rather than either the nose or the mouth.
So as I'm getting closer, like I'm going to be like inches away from you, like studying that spot that I noticed, and I'll be like, so the reason you don't speak Gnomish is because you were raised by humans.
Do I notice what he has noticed?
He's looking fairly closely at your figure.
Like if you breathed hard, it would, like, your breath would hit me. I'm close.
Mr. Hudson,
Mm-hmm.
can we have this conversation in a more private location?
Absolutely. And I gesture for the guards to open the door back up.
They open the door again.
Mr. Hudson,
Yes.
Where's the river?
Can I detect any type of arcane on him?
On Larch or on Jasper?
No, on Jasper. Like, because I see the issue there, can I start leaning towards more of an
Roll an
like? Is there?
investigation check.
I want to see if there's an illusion.
What's your spell save again, Jasper?
15.
Okay, well.
Something's off, but you don't know if it's necessarily an illusion. Maybe he just has weird lip piercings that breath comes out of.
Yeah, I gestured the both of them inside.
As like me and him.
Mhm.
I want to, because I followed him out, so I'm going to be between him and the door. I want to step to the side and put my hand on him and like motion for him to go inside.
How close is your form, Jasper?
It's pretty damn exact. Same height, same weight.
Feels pretty normal.
Okay. And then I let him walk ahead of me.
That shirt you're wearing is satin. This feels like a polyurethane blend.
Ah, gotcha, bastard. Around this point, Levine,
Indubitably.
you come up and knock upon the door. Sinog opens it. The rest of your party's gone.
Hallelujah.
Sinog just says they went chasing after a gnome for some reason.
What else would they be doing?
It's a bunch of golden retrievers.
This is what I'm sad.
As I bring them in, I would like to use my Fearbolt detect magic and look at the both of them.
Okay. Gapon's got a few bits of magic on him. The tan pouch on his side is magic. Jasper's entire body is sheathed in illusionary magic.
So, about how much time you got left on that little enchantment of yours?
At this point,
Are we alone right now?
We're like walking through the hall, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just Jasper, Gafon, Kolbo, Larch, and a dog. You can hear Levine and Sinog talking further up.
I think the dog already knows.
The dog's
knows.
caught on.
Dog knows.
Dog knows things.
Dog knows all.
Dogs are cool.
Dog sees God.
Listen, everything I've told you is true. Okay? But you have to understand that for some people, traveling about, looking the way they look, can be extremely dangerous.
Yeah, I knew a guy like that.
So who can see me right now?
Everyone.
At this point, everyone. Levine, in walking...
The party, Kolbo.
Yeah, and
And
Sinog.
Sanok. Yeah.
Sinog, eh?
He's cool. He's cool.
Yeah, he's cool. He's down.
He's cool.
He's in the
He's
know.
totally not a cop. He's not a cop.
Because if he was, he'd have to tell us.
Yeah.
He'd legally have to tell you if he was a cop.
This is not legal advice.
Mr. Hudson, do you believe that despite the way people are born and how they look, that they can still be good people?
You're a kobold, aren't you?
Are you? No.
This is Sinog saying it. You're hiding yourself because you're a kobold, aren't you?
Jasper is gonna look at Larch very pleadingly. He sort of flicks his hat and just this illusion drops. He is
kill it!
so he's
Fireball.
all the clothing and equipment is the same. Like he's got his cloak on with all these patches on it, sort of nice leather armor underneath. His loot is the same. He's got that top hat. But he has very green skin. He is a goblin and bright yellow eyes.
Well, if this ain't a sign, I mean, I don't know what is. First, I
Right.
find a dog in the woods named Rowan, like my brother Rowan, who's a goblin, and now I meet a goblin who's like my brother Rowan.
Right, so
No.
not a kobold.
Yeah, you have a brother who's a goblin.
Yeah.
Adopted, I would assume.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little
So
suspicious.
you understand why I have to appear differently than I really do. Everything I've said is true.
You know, we've got a hobgoblin in town.
But you've presented everything as a lie. And that is just absolutely the worst. Because if it hinders the pursuit of knowledge. You are the worst type of person.
Sinog kind of leans down towards Levy and just says, "That's the one that wants to talk to you."
Arch just goes, I can think of one that's worse. Yeah. Well,
Anyway, is there anything else that you should lay out on the table and just get it out of the way now?
I don't know. Is there anything you want to lay out on the table?
What? I haven't lied.
What are
I
you
mean,
doing
neither
here?
is he.
The pursuit? Neither is who? Him?
Jasper hasn't told me a single lie.
It's
But
true.
he has presented a lie.
People can present themselves however they want. Doesn't mean it's a lie.
It is. Anyway. I have nothing to hide. I haven't presented myself in a false way.
You know, it's usually the people who say they have nothing to hide that have the most to hide.
What
From my experience, at
what
least.
would you like to know?
To be honest, not much.
Okay. Anyway,
The tiefling is in the room, Kafan.
What would you have me present to? And then I look over at the tiefling and I was like, get out of the way. And I push Jasper out of the way and I go up to you, Levy, and I'm just like staring at you like, so you're a tiefling, correct? She does understand me, right?
You kind of hear Sinog kind of chuckle.
Hey, Sinak, I don't know if you're going to want to be here for this next part.
Levy takes out her hand axe and starts smiling even bigger.
Oh, you're one of the brutish types, aren't you? That I mean, it's kind of typical. Anyway,
Levy takes a swing.
I'm going to blink.
Is blink a reaction?
No, I don't think so.
Does a 21
nope.
hit then?
Yes.
Hey, roll damage, Levine. $10 points of slashing damage.
Now. See, I'm not the one that likes to resort to violence. But like that.
Who are
really
you
hurt.
to ask me a question?
I'm a person that asked you a question, and then you hit me with an axe.
Yes.
Is there another question?
She has more than one axe.
So I'm going to. Like, are you just not going? Are you not willing to talk to people? Like, is that what it is?
I don't know if it's that. I think she might just not be willing to talk to you.
I do. I just asked her a question. Like, what is with people in this town not wanting to talk to people? The nicest person I have met is the seamstress.
She is pretty
Everybody
nice.
else just doesn't
I
talk
don't-
to anybody.
I don't think the town has a problem talking to people. I think they just have a problem talking to you.
Or the questions being asked.
They're just
Or
simple
how they're
questions.
being asked. I think it's
just
how they're being asked.
It's a simple question.
Levy looks over at Larch and kind of very obviously asks, just, can I finish?
At around this point, Arachne walks in.
Jasper very quickly flicks his hat, turns back into a gnome.
Her eyes quickly dart towards you and just give you a knowing smile.
And I just go,
And following and after her is a very just large, rotund, muscular dwarf with a black and graying beard. And following in after him is a mid-30s humanoid man named Aelric. This is the council. And Arachne just kind of stops and looks towards all of you. Just kind of locks eyes with Levine for a second. Are we interrupting something?
No, not at all. How can
It wouldn't stop me.
if anything, we're intruding on your place of work.
This is the first council meeting. But I request your presence. You and your group. And one of the chairs pulls out and she just kind of very elegantly just comes in and sits down. Her hands underneath the table, kind of. And those of you at lower heights, you can see she's just knitting underneath the table while she's looking at everyone else. Just kind of absent-minded work. The dwarf. The dwarf
Should we
sits
clear
down.
the room, or is this meeting open to witnesses?
We request that you all sit down and join us, please. Seeing as you're the ones who've brought this matter to our attention.
And what matter would that be exactly?
The lacking willpower of the magistrate, and the long-standing tradition of the Dragonborn.
I'll lead the way. I follow them to a seat.
I want to like lean over and like up to Sinog and be like, "Is this politics?"
Aye.
Is there like a chair off somewhere where I could just go and sit and read my book because I have zero interest in politics?
There's a couple more chairs, yeah.
Okay, I want to just like go sit off and like give Levine that look like I'll talk to you later. And just walk off.
Actually, after the seminar.
Kobo hops up onto one of the chairs. They sit down. Jasper, do you sit down?
Jasper's gonna sit probably also off in maybe like a different corner, and he's going to start playing his lute, but he definitely knows what he's doing. It's super subtle and quiet, and it's setting just a very serious mood.
Roll me a performance check, please. 16. Okay. A few points, it gets a little loud, and some of them just kind of look towards you, and you just kind of go back to quietly playing. But, Levine, do you sit down as well?
What the table, is it just a solid like large
Yeah, it's just a large
table?
15-foot rectangular oak table with just dozens of chairs around it.
Okay.
Arachne is sitting almost the complete opposite side that the magistrate used to sit at, because even just the proximity seems to have disgust her.
Yeah, that's a hard pass. Yeah, Levy's going to take a seat. If the seat directly across from Larch is open, she's going to sit there.
Yep. Okay. The dog kind of sits down beside where Larch's chair is. So, I think introductions, just brief as they are, should be in order. As you know, this is Elric, the owner of the Becton Tap House. And across from me is Guizin. He is the owner of, what is that store called? The Squeal of Steel.
Nice.
The blacksmith in the town. Elric has approached me, informing me that they have given more thought to the issue that you have put forward.
They're doubling down.
More slaves!
Ordering more. We will build a wall.
We're
God.
enslaving gnomes too.
Oof. Grab them!
It's not fair that it's just the Dragonborn, so
Yeah,
we're just
we
gonna...
want equal opportunity slavery. Let's go, boys.
Oh,
Ooh. So as as she's talking at the table, I've got my spell book out and my like magic quill, and it's writing. And I want to like walk up, like around her, and like I'm looking at her, taking notes of like physique.
Her
and
being Levy?
structure and no,
Arachne.
Arachne,
Okay.
and like
Because I haven't
Like,
put
just-
Yaks
just-
away.
just studying and like maybe the occasional like random like measurement and stuff. It just
As you're
as
doing
you-
that,
as-
Sinog comes up behind Arachne and just looks down towards you.
you're like Dolores Umbridge in Order of the Phoenix right now, when she's like...
And Sinog just kind of points over Arachne's shoulder back towards the chair you were sitting on.
That's a chair.
Go
And then I keep
sit.
scribbling. And then I want to go. I'm not interrupting.
I don't want to manhandle you. Go sit.
This is for your benefit. And I go sit.
He goes back to where he was standing. Elric speaks up. Osberg and I have been talking, and we think you're right. And they kind of look around, or at least the strange dragonborn fellow you had with you was right. It's not morally responsible to keep people enslaved, even if you treat them well or whatever. And sure, it's been going on for over 800 years, but I think it might be time for a change. At this point, Guizin just kind of slams its fist on the table. I think you're all speaking a bunch of shit. These Dragonborn wouldn't be nothing without us. They don't know what to do. They can't even speak their own fucking language without cowering and pissing in a corner. Just because these simpleton ragtag little adventurers came into town, you think we throw out years of tradition? What, a little devil woman and a cowman? Just because of them, we're gonna throw out years of tradition? This is bullshit, Arachne, and you know it.
Levy
One of our
starts
main sources of
growling.
income is selling these slaves.
We'll sell something else then. I knew a Dragonborn. One who grew up outside of this system.
Oh yeah, and where are they now?
It's a story for another time. But I can tell you he was one of the bravest I knew. Ran headfirst straight into a dragon. No
That's
fear
not
in his
brave.
eyes.
That's idiocy.
without fear.
Dragons deserve collars around their throats and their tails cut off. They deserve to be put in their place.
I can't expect you to see my ways or the way that the council is seeing. You can't help everyone. You can't sway everyone. But deep down, you know if it's right or wrong.
The man speaking, is it a man?
It's a man.
A
Yes,
dwarf, right?
They're a dwarf.
Oh, a dwarf. So okay. Then never mind.
If I let Udru out, he wouldn't even know what to do. He's such a petty little coward. All he knows is the orders I give him. What do you say? We kill them in the next batch? Go ahead and have their freedom?
No. You let these ones have their freedom and experience the world on their own.
Ha! They'd make it 10 feet outside the walls and they'd die of starvation and freezing to death.
Looks like you'd be doing just about the same without them.
What'd you say to me, boy?
You make your livelihood from them, right?
You'd
do the just as cold and hungry as they were.
And he just kind of stands up. These large, like, tree trunk arms just pressed against the table. You don't know who you're insulting there, boy.
You're right, I don't. I'm Larch Hudson, by the way. And I put my hand out.
He just glares at your hand. And for a moment you feel almost like your hand's on fire just from the if looks could kill. Put your hand back, boy.
I keep it out.
You're talking about these Dragonborn like they wouldn't know how to do anything, as if they were like children.
They're worse than children. Who gave you the right to speak?
And what do you do with children? You teach them. I don't care about your politics, but one, dragons do not deserve the treatment that you were talking about because they're magnificent magical creatures. Dragonborn are not dragons. They're not even dragonkin. They're not even in the same relation. So if you're going to come to a battle of wits with me, like, you better come better armed than you are now. If you're going to treat them as if they are children, then maybe you should do the same thing you do with children and teach them instead of throw them out. You say that you learned and do all the work and stuff, but when you were a child, if somebody threw you out, you'd have starved and died in the cold too. But somebody taught you. So you were at one point as equally worthless.
Starting to grow on me.
Who you calling useless? You're nothing but shit stain on the floor.
I thought that was did everybody else get that? I was calling him the worthless one, right?
Yeah, it was pretty clear.
Like I said, I don't care about your politics, but as an intellectual type, like, you should figure this out. It's not too hard. If they need taught, you teach them.
I suppose next you'd have us feed them and house them too and pay them.
Did somebody do that to you?
I made my own way. I didn't scrape off the backs of others.
What about when you were a kid?
I was never a kid.
You needed to be taught your skills and trade,
I came out like
right?
this.
I came out with a full beard. All muscle.
Ah!
Wow.
Waluigi. I'm not gonna wait.
Oh my god, all dwarves are just Wario now.
Arachne just kind of looks around. Goizen, it has to stop. They are humanoids just like all of us. They deserve their own free will, their own powers, their own abilities. The small invasive one has a point.
Talking about you, Jasper.
Look, I think I know of a way that could possibly work.
We kill Goizen.
No. I mean, plan B.
Volunteer.
But you now have a farm on the outside of town that has no one.
We send them to a farm upstate.
Yes.
Oh
let them no. Let them live there. Teach them. Let them learn the language and how to live in the world that they're being brought into. And maybe you could hire some of them to work that farm, get the production back up and running, and hire them at shops around town, and they could become valuable members of your town here.
What about that, the one that your wife's looking after, Eric? She just lost a lot of people out at her farm. And Eric kind of gives a nod. I suppose she could... I mean, she doesn't own one. She might be able to help them. Teach them how to farm and whatnot.
I think Larch has an excellent point. Most of your Dragonborn have been taught how to do their jobs that they have now, whether it's simple cleaning or helping with the blacksmith or whatever they've been taught. Let them start their own community up there. It will need some help to get started, just like anything that starts up. And if they choose to work here in town, they can work here in town.
Poison stands up, the chair clattering behind him. I suppose next you want us to fuck them and breed with them too? You're all fucking disgusting. He spits on the floor right in front of Arachne and just storms out.
I don't think he's going to be the last one to have this mentality.
I don't think you're wrong.
Mm.
But I think we should ask the woman you all brought back down from the windmill from Holland to help. See if see if she's willing. If nothing else, it might give her something to clear her mind a bit. Plus, also, we should ask the Dragonborn what they wish.
Does anyone speak Draconic?
I do.
Ah, that's helpful.
I learned it a long time ago, but I can probably brush off the old books. Now, this is going to take a long time. And I know you were all sent here to help aid the city, or the village, but you've done that. You routed out a corrupt magistrate, even if it was just from fear. And you've helped put our minds right. Thank you. I personally do not have the coin that you were promised, but I can write you a letter and you may be able to bring it back to Waterdeep. But at this point, I think your job here in Becton is finished, and you should go on to aid more villages and peoples.
Probably about time we head back to Waterdeep.
Indeed. And then she looks towards all of you, or the two of you, sorry. I'm sorry for your loss. I know they were idiots, but it's hard to get...
idiots.
Exactly. It's hard to get it over idiots you're used to. And she just smiles. Just the spittle that the dwarf had left in front of her just disappears before she's able to step on it, and she just walks out. Elric, I'm sorry I threw you all out of the tap house. Please, you're welcome again. Thank you for setting our minds right. It's going to take a while to set things right, but hopefully they accept and don't hate us too much for it. At least not for too long. And Elric leaves. And once again, it's just the six of you.
Well, that got pretty intense.
Aye, they're not all that exciting. But I'm surprised I got... I have a feeling it won't be the first or the last meeting that's about this. But it feels like stuff's going to be in order pretty... Or at least stuff's going to begin getting in order. Excuse me, sorry. As I vomit all over my keyboard.
You think they're actually going to follow through?
I feel like Arachne, she will be a driving force. Plus, you've met her. She's hard to argue with.
It's true.
Now,
Sorry about that.
I need to... The council wants to send a letter back with you to Waterdeep, informing them what you've assisted us in doing, and also, if possible, having them send out a larger force to help either deter or eliminate the threat of the dragon. Because sure, we've not known about it, but it's, as you say, it's been selling Dragonborn here for a long time. For at least 800 years, which is a long time. And if we stop buying, I'm kind of scared of what it might try and do. Unless, of course, you want to go out and deal with it. I'm just kidding, of course.
I would love the opportunity to study.
Hey, we can get you a boat, and I can give you a map towards the dragon if you'd like.
We go back and just keep killing Jesse and Josh.
All right, go study.
It's just a reoccurring episodic
Time
theme.
loop.
Instead of Kenny dying every episode, it's like in South Park, just they introduce 2 new characters that just keep dying off.
Oh man.
As much as the opportunity is like a once in a lifetime opportunity, unless there were certain measures taken as far as protection, I don't think it'd be very smart to.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be a once in a lifetime opportunity in the coming days. You might have that to look forward to.
You'll never catch me going near a dragon.
Cut to 2 episodes later. Jasper's on the back of a dragon, just firing magic into it. Just
Flash forward. And then flash back to this scene. Is Sinnock here?
Yes, this is who you're talking to.
That's
Oh,
Lord.
okay. Sorry,
Obviously,
I thought
come on.
this was, I thought it was Carol. Would you be going with them?
To fight the dragon?
Yeah.
No.
He's got to guard the door.
Sorry. Fuck no. I had a hard enough time fighting those wolves as you guys were dealing with the giants. My adventuring days are behind me a few years.
Did you take one to the knee?
No. I got old. Age is a bitch.
That's a mood.
But, I mean, no one's staying in here, so I guess stay here the night or the tap house. I mean, I can't stop you. I've tried, but I can't. And they just kind of, he looks towards Larch and then down towards his bag of holding. But if you need me, you'll know where to find me. And he leaves the magistrate's room, abandoning his post at the door.
The tomb of the unknown soldiers is unmanned.
Passing. You are men of Gondor.
Open
So-
the bloody gate.
The five of you are in this room. Kobol's just kind of sitting on the table now, eating an apple. Well, that was interesting.
So,
What are we doing with these two chuckle fucks?
Why do we have to do something with them?
I don't know, they're here.
I mean, what's your guys' next move? I mean,
Listen, I understand that you guys are in mourning, and have just lost some friends. I don't want to be pestering you and bothering you through that period. But I would like to know more about your stories in time.
I mean, the best
maybe
way to do that would be to tag along, write them firsthand.
As long as you don't expect me to do any fighting, I'll follow along. And
we get
write
into
stories.
a lot of fights.
Levine's a good
I'll
fighter.
just be candid about it.
You guys look pretty tough. I think you'll be able to handle it.
Yeah, we survived.
I mean, from what I've heard, I mean, didn't you guys beat up a fire dragon or a fire giant?
Kobo just...
I did do that a little bit, just a little bit.
No, he let you guys go, but sure.
And listen, I know you're not ready to talk about it now, but if you do at some point
We don't pay.
want to tell me about your friends, I'm good at putting things into song and story. It might be a nice way to remember them.
Just yeets a child off screen.
Or Joshing.
Fusroda!
Uppercut.
Haruken.
Logan. Shoryuken. Well,
I'm sure Levine will love having more people in the group. Kobo just kind of smiles towards Levine.
I think. And
So she is the social type. As I like scribbling it down.
Levy, I don't think you're a person of faith like I
think you're a
am,
person.
but I don't think you're a person at all. Insight check. She's a tiefling.
She's a dragon!
But I think it's more than just coincidence that we lose two willing adventurers, I guess, make their way To us?
Intellectual.
Sure.
Observer, mostly.
Two willing and capable students of their own fields
Almost like I'm starting to regret this.
have made themselves known to us. I always think there's safety in numbers, and, well, if we can work with people, I don't see a problem with it. As long as they carry their own weight, and they seem to be useful in their ways.
One said he didn't want to fight. The other has done nothing but antagonize every living creature in a 50-yard radius of him.
I have done nothing to the dog.
So it's
The
like we,
two that we just lost
we're basically the same.
were willing to fight.
Jasper, if someone tries to mug you, are you gonna fight back?
If someone tries to take something from me, absolutely.
See, he's willing to fight.
I think it might help to bring a new perspective to things.
Here's an idea. We have someone down on the floor and we want to talk to them. What is your first action? Jasper, go.
I raise his buddy as an undead.
No way, Sid.
You can do that?
No, listen, the trick with getting something from somebody you want is leverage. Everybody has something that they want. You find out what they want, and sometimes you have to lie, but there's always a way to convince somebody to give you information that you want.
That's such a barbaric way of doing things.
And how would you do it?
Read their thoughts. Get rid of the person entirely and read their thoughts. They can't lie to you then.
Hold on, you could do that?
No.
I look
course I
over
can
at
do
Larch
that.
and look back.
How do you think I knew that he didn't know Gnomish?
I don't know, you looked at him?
Can't
So you're
explain
just
it,
going to
Levy.
invade all of our thoughts.
The question is if I wanted information from somebody that seemed like that we had them and we were trying to get information from them, how would I do it? The best way for me to do that is to read their thoughts, because then I have no risk of them lying to me.
That was the question. The answer you gave us was that you read his thoughts.
I did,
Why?
because he was sitting there seeming like he was uncomfortable in a room that he had no business being uncomfortable in. He kept
What
looking at me.
business are his thoughts to you?
Whatever I decide, they're my business.
And I look back at Larch. You want that. That is a magical replacement of what just died.
Hmm.
That could get us killed. And it certainly will get himself killed. And I point my axe back at him.
I highly doubt you'd be able to kill me with that axe.
I don't need the axe.
Or the glaive. Or the everything else.
Well, this is going well.
It's very tense.
Yeah.
I
happens.
did what I did because he was hiding something.
It's none
That
of your
seems
business
pertinent.
what people are hiding. It's none of
Well,
your
it
business.
seemed pertinent to everyone else in the room. So I did what I did, and look what happened. We found something out. Well,
we
he
found
is. I don't
out
know
that
if you know.
he's a goblin. I know, I was there. I was in the room.
I didn't remember.
Do I
if you were in the
care?
room or not. I don't know.
What do I
you?
care if he's a goblin?
Well, some people obviously care.
Apparently, you're the one that cares.
I'm not the only one, or he wouldn't be hiding it in the first place. Obviously, people care.
Yes, I understand the way people will look at you. And I tell Larch,
I don't care.
I know
if he's a
we
goblin.
need more.
Only thing I care about is the
I know we need more. The 2 we lost were my limit.
Here's a question. Do either of you carry a life-threatening disease?
No.
One that could plague an entire city?
No.
Seems like a very specific question.
It is. Go on.
Well, do either of you?
No.
No.
All right, good. Hey, they're better than the old ones. Why don't we think it over? Or maybe have a few beer, or both.
I do have a question for like everyone. Why are all of you against the pursuit of knowledge?
There's a difference between pursuing knowledge and pillaging for knowledge.
I already know all the knowledge I need.
Okay, so
And if
why
I
is
need more, I'll learn it.
okay, let me rephrase it. Why is everybody against my pursuit?
It's not your pursuit, just your
It's the
methods.
way you go about it.
I'm asking questions. The one time I didn't ask a question is because if I would have asked the question, it would have been met with a lie.
So you accept the lie and move on.
No.
Yeah, sometimes lies are better.
No, they are never better.
Jasper, do you feel more comfortable now that we all know you're a goblin?
I think I'm okay with you guys knowing, but honestly, in my life, people have tried to kill me on sight.
I mean, hey, we
Because
still
my-
might try and kill you, even if you're a goblin.
But you're not going to kill me because I'm a goblin.
No, I
don't think so.
I don't care. No.
That's the difference.
Okay.
I'm actually more intrigued at the fact that you can do this. Like, it's a nifty trick for a goblin. That's a nifty trick.
Jasper flicks his hat again, and he turns into a halfling.
Is it the hat? It's the hat, isn't it? It's not you. It's the hat. Okay.
He does like a
That
bow, taking off the hat, and as the hat comes off, he turns into a goblin, and as he puts it back on, he turns back into the halfling.
Well, that's less interesting. But the hat is cool.
Can you do anything else cool?
A few tricks.
Show us.
Do a barrel roll.
Show us as
Do
the
a flip.
book opens up. What can you do?
Do a flip.
No, flips are stupid. What else can you do?
What kinds of things are you looking for?
Do you have any drugs?
What are you buying?
What? You looking for a sundial?
Hey, you want to buy some death sticks?
I want to buy some death sticks.
You don't want to sell me death sticks. I don't want to sell you death sticks. You're gonna go home and rethink your lives. You know, he ends up having a wife and 3 children, and helps children in the Empire after the
Really?
Republic falls. Yeah.
Do you, I'm interested in the arcane things that you can do.
Yeah, cast a spell.
Yeah, but aim it over there.
Aiming at me.
Yeah, do that.
Aim it at who? Who says this?
Colbo.
Colbo?
Come on, give me your best shot.
Little
Hit him
person
with your
mediator
best
over here.
shot.
I'm going to.
Mm-mm.
Turn into an ancient green dragon and kill the rest of the party members.
No. I'm going to play a few chords on my lute.
Colbo just
And-
raises an eyebrow.
Colbo, can Colbo make me a wisdom saving throw?
Is this a magical effect?
And it is charm, so
With advantage.
he has disadvantage.
But he's a gnome, he has advantage.
On magical effects.
Oh, so then it's a straight roll.
Alright, and it's a wisdom save?
Yeah.
Okay. 13.
Ah! So I'm going to cast Suggestion. And I'm going to strongly recommend that he do a backflip.
Alright. It's the best fucking backflip you've ever seen in the history of backflips.
Then I just look at him and I'm like, look what I can do.
Whoa.
So I'm not like I'm interested in the arcane, but I've got to say that's a pretty nice backflip.
Kobo levels up
It's a
just because of that
720
backflip.
without leaving the
Levels
chair.
up
He
off a
takes the
backflip.
chair with him.
That's fancy. So you
So you made
can
me do a
influence
cool
people.
backflip?
Like I said, I can convince people to do things.
Alright. Can you
There's a
convince
certain
him not
kind
to
of-
read minds?
I don't know. He seems pretty set on it.
what?
Can you attack me with your loot? I didn't mean hit me.
This loot is very, very expensive and very special to me. I would much rather not.
Can I throw a dagger at you?
You have to.
Are you good at defending yourself? Kolbo's gonna
I have-
run and almost quick as a flick tries to stab into your thigh with a rapier. 26
And he gets stabbed.
I was gonna do cutting words, but what's the point?
What's your bardic inspiration now?
The D8.
Yeah, that's not gonna
There's,
help.
there's absolutely no way.
Were you surprised by this?
Oh my
I mean, he said, "Can I stab you?" and then did it, so probably not.
Alright. So there's no sneak attack, just 13 damage. Just right into the thigh.
They're doing this, and I'm looking at Larch like,
Kobo
I'll
just pulls back their thing and be like, what the fuck? You're supposed to defend yourself.
Well, hold on. I'll use cutting words on the damage roll.
Alright, what do you say? Or do?
As he's stabbing me, I'll just be like, your mother never loved you.
He just kind of pulls back a bit. Roll a d8 for me, please.
Regresses straight to goblin.
Okay, apparently I can't just click
No, man, that's too
cutting
easy.
words on my
That'd be too
character
easy.
sheet, so
6. So you take 7 damage.
all right.
So Kobo kind of regresses a little, like pulls back a little bit. It's like, what? What the fuck?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Sometimes I just say things.
No, what was that even? What even was that? Just trying to distract me?
It kind of worked.
I mean, yeah, but I still stabbed you.
Listen,
Levine
I
try and
told you
stab
this
you?
isn't my thing. Are
Levine,
you gonna try and? Can
Levine,
you
try and stab him.
now?
All right, Levine, try and stab Jasper.
No.
I-
The other one.
Hey. This is about you. I've already gotten hit today.
Why is this about me?
Well, we've seen him turn invisible.
That's not all I can do.
Wow.
I
Turn
just
invisible and read people's minds. Sorry.
I play another chord and turn invisible.
Counterspell. No.
See?
Oh. Did you cast invisibility on him?
I did not.
Okay. Kobo goes to attack where you were. Are you still there?
Yeah. I mean, what?
They're not going to make it out of this
11.
room alive. They're just gonna...
11 does not hit.
It just laps you in the shoulder, and you're like, ah, fuck. Just kind of stings a bit, like what if you whip someone with like a green branch.
What is Kobo stabbing me with?
A rapier.
Yeah, so
Dumbest conversation.
I appear again in the sort of roughly the same spot.
Can you make me
and
invisible?
I'm gonna. I can't even make myself invisible again. I'm gonna play a little bit more, and his rapier's just gonna get super hot. I'm gonna cast heat metal.
All right, rip and peace. Second level spell. So what do I need to do? Con save?
Yeah. So 12 damage and then a con save.
Ah.
Yeah, he drops
Ow,
it.
what the fuck? Who does
Stop.
that?
You stabbed me! Who does that?
Alright, true. I like this one, Levine. We should keep him.
Is this the rest of my life?
Till you die, probably.
Look, Livy, I can't explain it. It's a feeling.
Feel like these two should be in a stream with us.
Let's see if they can swim.
There's a good question. Yeah, how do you feel about water?
I love water. I'm a fantastic swimmer.
It's canon. It's canon now. It's been said.
Canon.
Gizzard, how do you feel?
Like I'd prefer not to get wet, but if I have to, I can swim.
It's an upgrade.
Just like books, things, water. It's like not ideal, but like, it's not like I'm afraid of water or anything.
Yeah, who would be afraid of water? It's an upgrade. So, Levine and Larch, what's the plan?
Your call. I'll
I like how
support
they
whatever
wanna know what
decision you
can
make.
do, and they don't give a damn about what I can do.
Got stabbed!
We've got the basic gist of what you can do.
Yeah, you
Oh,
turn invisible.
that's not
We
even
got
the close of it. There's so many extra things I can do. Like for instance, and I cast haste on the rogue.
Ah,
Like
sweet.
they needed it. Okay.
I feel so quick. It goes to Step Gafan.
It's all. I stand up from the table and I put my axe away. And I have not looked at either of the two of you since the backflip happened. Honestly, the backflip was impressive.
Yeah, well, that's very impressive.
And I look at Lurch and I say, I'm only saving you.
What about the dog?
That's a given. Okay,
Okay.
the dog was not.
The dog's
Okay.
at the top
I
of
do
the
not-
list.
Okay, Larch came and stood like silently next to me crying. Larch knows The dog is a given.
Okay. So it's dog, larch, maybe
it's
Colbo.
dog, larch. Yeah. And that's it.
Dog, large self.
Dog, larch, McFly.
McFly and Larch are kind of on the same wavelength.
the
I'm pretty sure if one
yeah.
dies, they both die.
Okay.
So Levy, do you like? So you like the dog? You like pets? I guess.
I turn and look at you and say, "You're not gonna last long." And I walk out to the
Hang on. No,
house.
wait. I reach into my little tan bag and rummage around for a second, and then I pull something out, and it's like a little ball of fur, and
Roll
I throw
a
it on the
D8.
ground.
Oh no.
What is it?
Oh man.
I'm looking it up
So he
right now.
throws
I got
this
it right
little
here.
ball of fluff at your feet, Levine, and a
ape appears.
gorilla appears in front of you.
Oh, bad call.
Oh my god.
That's a bad call.
Holy shit. Oh, hey there, little guy.
He is
Okay.
our friend.
I turn around and look at Larch again, like,
I'm gonna do it 2 more times. And then a giant hyena and a jackal.
what am I supposed to do?
I don't know the sound for a jackal.
I'm gonna take my staff and throw it. See if they fetch it.
The jackal does.
The jackal goes and fetches it.
Yeah, that's a good boy.
The gorilla just starts climbing up the wall, hanging off the chandelier.
I walk out of the building.
This is without a doubt the strangest day of my entire life.
Cole was just kind of nodding along with Jasper.
No, I think we could use a few more animals.
The dog,
I can only do 3 a day.
the dog just starts wrestling with the hyena.
Jasper's gonna turn to Colbo and like put a hand on his shoulder and
Can
be
you
like,
do that?
"Yeah,
All right, do it.
what?
I just asked if you could do it. You said yeah.
Yeah." He puts his hand on Colbo's shoulder and he's like, "I really need a drink.
Ah, the tap house probably.
You want to come?
Sure.
Are you gonna stab me again?
See how the drink goes.
I'll take it."
So Levine, as Larch plays with his menagerie of animals, just talking to the ball, the dog is just wrestling. Rowan's just wrestling with the giant hyena. The jackal's playing fetch. The ape's just hanging off the chandelier. Levine, it is.
Love it.
It's dropped another 10 degrees or so. It's frigid. The sky is dark with snow, and already there's probably a few inches on the ground. This has come fast and hard. You can still see in front of you. There's just big, fat, heavy flakes falling down. What is Levine's? How many? Yeah. What is Levine's?
High?
Past.
Low? Medium?
What is Levine's past with snow? Has Levine
with
experienced
snow?
a lot of snow?
She's experienced, not like spent months in a place with it, but it's completely familiar with her. She's traveled up and down the coast for 25 years, 30 years. So snow is not new to her. Just doesn't spend, like, she's never spent like 6 months in like a snowy area, you know, but seasonally she's used to it.
Okay.
She went back down to the lock, right?
Nope.
No. To the tap house.
Oh, she left to go to the tap house. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, while my zoo is keeping Larch and pretty much everyone distracted, I kind of want to go to her.
Okay. So you're following it. You're following out after Jasper and Colbo.
Yeah.
Yep. So Levine, you make it to the tap house. Already, you've got thick, just powdering of snow on your waxed cloak. And inside, the gold dragonborn is nowhere to be seen. You can see Elric and Osberga running around, doing a lot of the work the dragon used to. Don't know where they are, though. But you also don't see the woman that you saved.
Okay.
So when I left, it was just me, Larch, and them. Jasper and Kobo had just left, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so on my way out, I want to tell all of my animals that they have to listen to Larch, and then I leave.
Okay. A couple minutes later, Jasper
Bribery.
and Colbo come into the tap house afterwards. Do you guys sit down by Levine, or do you take your own table?
I would offer to buy Colbo a drink and follow their lead.
By the guy that stabbed.
I feel like we both would understand that Levy probably doesn't want us.
Colbo's gonna go
Bugging
sit
her?
over beside Levy.
Colbo doesn't care.
Colbo just
I'm
kind of
gonna-
saddles up with just big smile on their face.
So then I'm gonna buy a drink for Levy too,
Right.
and bring them over to the table.
Oh, man, Levy, that weather sucks, eh?
Snow is quieter than everything else around it.
Yeah, especially at nighttime. It's nice. Did you know sometimes you can eat snow and it tastes salty? Did you know that?
That was. Which side is Colbo sitting on from
They're
me?
across from you,
They're across from me. Okay.
forcing Jasper to sit beside you.
Okay. That's what I thought. I thought somebody was next to me.
Do you want to build a snow angel? Fucking build a snow angel. You want to build a snowman?
Do you wanna build a snowman?
Man.
Come on, let's go and play.
Have you ever built a snowman, Levy? You want to build one? The snow outside looks pretty good to build one. You want to build one, Levy?
No, thank you.
Do you
Colbo.
Levy? Levy, do you?
Hey,
Do you Levy?
Hey,
Levy?
hey, listen.
I take a big drink and look over at Jasper and just very quietly tell him,
Sing me a song. Why are your songs not worthy of my halls?
if this is what you want to do, you know you are closer to death than you have ever been.
That's pretty dark, Levy.
It's the truth, Kobo.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Still pretty dark.
Today was tame.
I think I gotta go just play a little bit.
Yeah.
Jasper's gonna sort of pull up his stool in the corner and set out his loot case again and start playing.
Way to go, Levy. You scared him away.
Why
you know,
do
you-
you want them, Kobo?
I'll give you 2 words. Cannon fodder.
Thought we were friends.
It's less likely to get hit if people are in
Friends with a
front of
couple
you.
good cannonballs myself.
You think the little gnome wizard is going to stand in front of me, Kobo?
Not in front of
The
you.
Dragonborn didn't stand in front of me.
Well, to be fair, they did. Just far, far in front of you.
Far, far in front.
And there they shall stay. I don't know. I just like having more short people on the team. Give us a different perspective, if you know what I mean.
Try not to get too attached then.
I don't get attached to anyone or anything. And Kobo just smiles. And
That's why he stabbed that camper in the woods.
Kobo just smiles and leaves the tap house. Gafan, you pass Kobo as they walk out of the tap house, you walking in. There you can see Levine sitting. There you see Levine sitting at a table by themselves with a drink, and Jasper playing his mandolin. Or sorry, his lute.
Was it lute? Yeah.
His ukulele.
He has one.
So, I'm going to I go sit down at the table next to Levy. So, do you have anything that you're like you care about or passionate about? Anything? You don't have to tell me what it is, but just
Why do you want to know? And
my
don't give me something generic about knowledge.
my passion is learning things. That's what I like to do. That's what I feel, that's what I'm good at, and that's what I think that I'm meant to do. And I have found easy ways to do that. And the easiest way is if I want to know an answer from somebody, I ask the question plainly. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm not going to lie about things. I'm just going to ask the question plainly. So everybody seems to take offense to me asking questions and stuff because, like your friend Larch said, it's how I ask it. Well, I just want to know the answer to the question. I don't care about any of the politics or the backstory or anything like that. It's I have a question and I'm looking for an answer. So if you have something that you're passionate about or that you care about, then that same feeling that you have with that is how I feel about learning things. That's all it is. It's not me trying to be invasive or offensive or anything like that. I don't care about most people's feelings. I don't care that he's a goblin. I just have my thing that I do, and that's what I do. So that's why I asked you questions earlier, because you are, take it how you want it, but you are a rare specimen. There's not too many of you running around. So this is an opportunity for me to learn something.
I will answer your question.
Okay. So out of kindness, you have obviously had a rough day or two. So I don't need any questions answered today. But if we are going to travel together, there will be questions that come up. There will be studying that happens. And I'm just, that's the warning I'm giving you. You're knowing if you're going to move forward with traveling with me, that's what comes with it. It's a package deal.
If you're going to be traveling with me, you're going to know that I'm not going to give you what you want whenever you want it.
Okay. That's why I said I have ways of getting things that I want.
If you use those ways on me or Larch, I don't care how many times, we don't have to wait for an ogre or the giant to kill you. You ask a question, you accept the answer, whether it's a yes or a no, from me. If you want to know something else from somebody else, go ahead, be obnoxious, ask the question. But you get me or you get Larch into danger, and I will be the one to kill you.
See, you can't. why do people keep threatening the violence and stuff? Like,
Because here's the thing. Here is the thing. I have been on my own, alone, living as a tiefling, a rare specimen, for decades. I don't care about people's feelings. I don't care how they take one of my actions. I don't care about being careful either. I don't get along with people. Just like you don't. But I'm not stupid enough to be ignorant of what I say and how that affects the people around me. That will get them killed. I've been on too many jobs to get other people killed. And you not caring about what you say and the effect that has is going to get people killed. And that's what I care about.
why do you think that?
I don't think that. I know that.
How do you know that? I've asked all of these questions today. Everybody's gotten mad, and nobody has died. The only person that's gotten hurt was me because you.
Yeah.
So how is me asking questions from somebody getting?
I also got stabbed.
Pretty sure Jasper also got hurt.
You got
Not
attacked.
my questioning though. Not
You
even
got
my
attacked. You got attacked, and another person got
The other
stabbed
person got
in a
stabbed.
safe and quiet town. We are
The
not going to
other-
be
the-
traveling in a safe
the
and quiet town.
Other person that got stabbed was not due to my actions.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, so you're gonna put that on me?
Yes, because you're part of a group now. You're trying to be part of a group. Everything you do.
Me trying to be part of a group.
Then why are
I
you
wasn't-
pestering
I
me
wasn't-
saying
I-
you're going to travel with us?
I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You just did.
I said if you're gonna.
You
travel
said
with
if
me.
I'm.
Nobody asked if I was coming with you. Nobody asked if I wanted to. Nobody asked me
Yeah.
anything. They asked Jasper everything. Nobody asked me anything.
Then all of your points are moot, and that's it. Yes, by the way, I am passionate about something.
Okay.
The
That axe is
ballet.
obviously one of them.
The ballet.
The ballet. I don't think Levy's the theater type.
Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
Question about the arts.
Assumptions.
You know what they say about assumptions?
So
You
To
get
make an ass
dead.
out of you and Mumptions.
No, you get dead, dipshit.
you get dead.
Levy's really into Waterdeep, which is this world's version of Oklahoma.
She played Curly.
I'm actually in the
Kind of a thing of
opera.
animals, so she's like cats.
You, your character literally just saw me standing in a room with a dog. Like that is all you have to go off of. Is that I
All the
didn't
context.
kill a dog?
All
Cats,
dogs
that's it.
go to heaven. At around this point, Larch, you're walking towards the tap house, and outside you can see Kulbo out there alone in the cold, making a snowman.
Ah, hey there.
Hello.
I just walked by with a line of animals.
Yep. A little menagerie of 4 animals start walking past, and then you, Levine, you instantly know the moment Larch walks in to the tap house, because all hell breaks loose. Not the standard hell that Drapus and Sid would get into, but the Larch type of hell where just animals and just
Why is
shit
there
is
an
everywhere.
ape on the table?
I turn around and go, remember, guys, we're gonna be respectful of the surroundings. Remember, like we talked about back at the other place. No swinging from chandeliers, no pooping on the floor. We go outside to do that.
The ape just looks sad.
I go up to the tavern owners.
I'm sorry, 1 animal per person?
I see 5 animals and 5 people.
I am not taking responsibility for one of those.
Anyway, we're here to help you out. We're gonna do some cleaning and some cooking for you, and
I'm sorry,
just gonna.
you and your party?
By me and my party, you mean me, the ape, the jackal, the hyena, the cat, and the dog? Then yes.
I love how Larch now has a whole new party. Spin-off series.
I'm sorry. How
This
are
is the
your
one shot. We're each gonna play one of these animals.
Well, Ding Dong the
I'm
Witch is
taking
Dead
the jackal.
is an amazing one-page RPG for that. Jesse and I played it the one time.
Oh my god.
It's amazing where you just play a animal that's in service to a witch. The witch dies and you have to try and resurrect her. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
Do you remember that,
Why
Jesse?
are we not playing that?
Did I play that one?
Yeah. Remember, I was a rabbit
What was that?
and I bit someone's finger off.
I don't think I was there for
It
that.
was you and Clay.
Okay, maybe.
This was,
I'm
must have been so memorable.
Yeah.
losing my mind.
Yeah.
It was.
I think that was just you.
I'm
and
sorry
Clay.
if you wrote this module that Jesse cannot remember it.
I
No.
don't think I did it.
You were definitely there. We'll ask him tomorrow. But anyway, yeah, so the woman's just like, how are these animals supposed to help? They're making a mess currently. And here you can just see the ape just kind of slowly reaching up to another one of the, like, a bread roll and just grabs it off the
Flap
table.
his hand.
The platter goes scattering everywhere. It's like, Osberger just puts her...
Is there a broom around?
I'm sorry, a broom?
Yeah, you got like a broom.
Yes?
Can I get that?
Why?
We're gonna clean.
We?
Yeah. He's got thumbs.
She just points towards a cupboard to the side, and there you can see some cleaning supplies.
I grab a broom and I give that to the ape, and I just show him kind of like, this is how you use it. We're gonna get the dust off the floor, okay?
He
And I hand
starts
it.
swatting towards the cat with it.
No, I blink the cat out. Nope, you're gonna sweep the floor, not the animals that are on the floor.
Ah, yes, we're playing curling with the cat.
And then I direct the dogs, the canines to clear off some of the tables. Just kind of grab the cups in their mouths and bring them to the kitchen.
Are you just trying to cosplay as Bayorn here with the dogs with the platters on their heads?
I have a dream.
All right, roll me an animal handling check with advantage.
Animal handling.
Roll real good, please.
Roll natural 1.
Let's go, baby. Those are the really fun ones.
17. Okay. Levine and Gaffon and Jasper, you see as this fucking walking circus begins cleaning the place, much to the amusement and just concern of the tap house owners.
Jasper's gonna be playing like a really upbeat, like jaunty, like circus,
Like a little
type
ragtime.
melody, like yeah.
I'm literally picturing this like a nightmare version of Sorcerer's Apprentice. Like Mickey is in the corner having a stroke.
Katie, I messaged you.
The animals, they're everywhere.
Someone needed to break the tension.
So, unless anyone else has anything specific, the rest of the day progresses by. The snow continues coming down in sheets and blankets. After a few hours, people begin huddling in earlier than normal because the weather is just getting bad. Some cots are laid out at the end of the day. And once again, you guys have a long rest. Jasper, you can go ahead and regain your spells that you used.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woot.
I would probably not go to bed until like I know the places. If the animals actually did make it messy or anything, like I would go back and like actually clean it.
Let me see
It's-
how long they last.
It lasts
I
until
think they go,
it
the
lasts
next
until
dawn,
long
doesn't it?
rest. Yeah,
Yeah. So once I go to sleep, the animals leave.
yeah. So it's relatively clean.
All right.
It's on par with the way the Dragonborn used to clean it. But morning comes. Kolbo is still yet to be found.
He's just frozen outside.
Gnomesicle.
The soft
Wait, so they didn't come back in?
Kolbo
and
did
sleep?
not come back in last night.
Okay.
Or they did, and they left again early in the morning. But soft, cold light shines through the slats in the windows. The tap house owners are up earlier than they prefer to be, because they now no longer have a forced labor. And they are beginning to do the job that the Dragonborn used to do, cleaning out the hearth and whatnot. But morning's here, and the four of you are still relatively alive.
I would go to Levy in the morning.
Levy in the morning,
Levy in the morning.
Levy in the evening.
Levy and Larch in the morning. It's our new radio show.
Tune in every third fortnight.
During rush hour traffic out of Waterdeep.
This is Larch with the weather.
It's snowing.
Yeah, it's I think it's raining. Yep, that's definitely rain.
No.
It's cold rain. Sorry, Larch, you head towards Levine in the morning.
Oh yeah, that's where we left off.
That's
That's what we were doing.
Oh, yeah.
became
Can you
Thelma
tell
and
I am
Louise.
Larch? I literally just made myself as a character. But no, I go to Levy, and so how you feeling?
You over them yet?
Yeah, just get over it, man.
Get over it. Get over
You
it.
only knew him for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, fucking tieflings. Jeez, they mourn for like 8 months. God.
Love that everybody assumes I'm mourning.
No, it is the morning. Duh.
Freaking forehead.
5 head.
All of the decisions that brought me to this point are
All because
flashing
you
in
joined
front
an
of my
Assassin's
eyes.
Creed stream.
It was one freaking stream. It was one
I know, and you never tuned in again.
Ah!
Please, as you were saying.
I feel like I need to get out of here.
Well, I guess we head out then, right? I mean, find Kobold and
What do
What's
you
your-
think happens after we get to Waterdeep?
I'm assuming we're still on retainer. We get paid for this job and go off to the next one.
What if they send us back?
Back here?
We're delivering a letter that's asking for help with an ancient green dragon to a city that was just attacked and besieged. They sent us out because they couldn't send others to help people. What if we get sent back?
You could always say no.
You're not here.
You're in the tap house, aren't you?
Yeah, nobody's talking to you.
There's no wall.
Well, I suppose. Do you see this line? You do not
You
pass
just
this light.
me,
You do not-
Can't hear anything
You
on
see
this side.
this?
This is a wall of silence.
if I can't see you, you can't see me.
There is a curtain.
Well, we tell them what we already know and tell them what happened, and I'm sure if they do send us back, it'll at least be more amply equipped. But
Yes,
I don't think-
as opposed to the Dragon Slayer longsword you guys had.
they would
Great axe.
need a lot of people to come with us. Like a lot. I don't know if this will even be on their to-do list.
I don't think it should be.
I know
Should
one
you have a
thing.
good feeling about these guys.
I can't explain it, and I know that's not much to go on. But it's just a feeling. I feel like they've got something to offer that we don't have and maybe need or could learn from. I know that the one's a little heavy-handed in his ways, but I
Damn it,
mean
Jasper.
everything has its use. Yeah, Jasper's really a pain in my head. But I mean, everyone's good at something, right?
Levine, as you're getting ready for the morning, something from your pack is missing.
Can I tell what it is?
The folding boat.
Who was in the tap house? Was it all of us that stayed in the tap house?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna ask. Who's in the tap house right now? All of us and both of the owners?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna go up to the owners and ask them if anybody else was staying in the tap house.
No, just the 5 of you.
What's wrong, Levy?
Larch, my boat is gone. And I look over to Gaffon and I ask Gaffon, any thoughts?
I went to sleep and I didn't see anything after going to sleep.
It's that damn ape.
The ape would have left as soon as I went to sleep.
I'm gonna talk to Old Yeller, Mr. Rowan.
Okay.
I will speak with Animal as a ritual.
Okay. Hello.
Hey, buddy. Hey, you didn't happen to see anyone come in here and go ruffling around in Levy's stuff, did you?
Just the not green one.
The not green one. What do you mean?
The dark one.
Like someone in dark clothes?
The one not here.
Do
Oh,
I
the
hear what
gnome
Larch
guy
is
that
saying?
is stabbing around? He was stabbing that guy the other day, and I point at I'm sorry, what is your name? Jasper. Yes.
Yeah.
was stabbing at him the other day,
Yeah?
and he went in her bag.
Yeah?
Take out a little folded up thing about, what is it, like this big? I don't know what it looks like folded up.
A cat.
There's a kitten behind you.
Josh, move your head, damn it. A cat!
Hello.
Is that the cat?
Everybody stop the stream. It's over. It's just cat stream.
Cat.
Sleeping on his bed.
Aw, that's
Look at the little kitty. Josh got kitten voice.
The dog just nods again. Yeah?
Well, thanks. That's it's really helpful. How are you feeling? Archer's just everyone's therapist today.
The dog kind of moves its head towards the door. The not green one's back.
I spin around.
And coming in through the front door is a Kolbo.
And
Hey, so
Kobo.
what's
Kolbo
going on,
looks
Kolbo?
cold, soaking wet, tired. They're covered in snow. It looks like pieces of their clothing have frozen. But they shiveringly walk towards Larch and Levine.
when Larch was talking to the dog, do I understand Larch's side of the conversation?
Yes.
That is a good question. Yeah? Okay.
Levy would immediately be grabbing Kobo by the throat.
Joke's on you, I'm into that shit. I'm sorry, it popped into my head, the Skeletor meme. I had to. I'm sorry.
Or how to freak out Darth Vader. Harder, Darth, harder! Let go!
Why were you in my bag?
They, with their half-frozen body, just kind of hold out this large chain with a symbol on the bottom. Roll me a, no, you've seen it before. It was, Sid's.
I drop Kolbo and immediately walk away.
Why
Ow.
did you go alone?
You guys are loud.
That's fair.
And then Kobo pulls out from their bag just a few scales from Drapus. There wasn't much left. You said you wanted something to bury.
I take the scales and the necklace. Is the fireplace on?
It is now, yeah.
Okay. I take the scales over to the fire. And I just look back and I say, well, Drapus said that they burn their dead, so I guess it's only fitting that these end up here. And I throw them in the fire.
Okay. Levine, are you walking out of the tap house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. By the front door, there are two snowmen. One has a large tail and a snowy axe on its side, and the other looks distinctly like Sid.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
It looks like what Kolbo, the snowman Kolbo was making, was Sid and Drapus. And I think we're gonna end it there for tonight.
Dun dun dun.
So, not much of a cliffhanger and whatnot, but not much got done, but you guys had some talks.
Got some stabs.
We got to... Colbo got to
Buddy
stab
got to hit
someone.
something.
Yeah, we all got to hit
Everybody's
someone.
happy.
Large got to play with all the animals.
I did. And I plan on doing it again.
Every day.
Nice.
Larch's version of Bear in the Big Blue House.
We got to meet the new party members. We got to recover a bit from loss, which will be interesting. And apparently we also got to abolish slavery.
Hey,
Mostly.
baby steps. Baby
All in a
steps.
day's work.
It's just all in a day.
But thank you guys for playing. I hope you had fun. Thank you everyone for watching and listening and chatting. And I hope we will see you all next Monday at 7 p.m. again, Eastern Standard Time. And I hope you all have a good rest of your week. I hope you had a good Father's Day if that's something. And just take care of yourself, take care of others, and have a good week, everyone. Bye.
Hey.